Right.
With the 4th pick in the 2008 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select Darren McFadden, running back, Arkansas.
You knew the reaction would be loud, and it is. As the player that most people say is the most talented, with the biggest upside in the draft, is selected by the Raiders.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You are causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from hitthatline.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
It is finally draft day. NFL draft tonight. First round. Cowboys, Chiefs, all you Packers, whatever fan, whatever your affiliation out there, you're excited about tonight. And you should be. If you're a player that had the opportunity to get drafted tonight or get drafted this weekend, what would you wear? You could be a fan attending the event. What would you wear then? Or if you were an actual player, if you could put yourself in those shoes, what would you be wearing when you shook Roger, you hugged him, or whatever the case may be? We're going to play a little draft to hog game this morning. What player in the history of Razorback football would you want to start your franchise with? We also got the announcement yesterday from the SEC office, the schedule for SEC Media Days. What would you ask Sam Pittman, if given the opportunity, about this football team this morning? How are you going to watch the draft tonight? How do you go about
on
doing
TV?
that?
In front of my TV tonight. So
Not outside?
well, no, I'm gonna watch it outside. I'm not gonna watch outside. I'm watching my living room. So I'm gonna be at the river tonight. So I'm going to Norfolk. So no, I won't be at home. So I won't be on my patio. So I'll be watching it there. So
You excited about
me
it?
and Clay, I'm not on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm about a 6. I'm gonna watch it because A, I'm a sports fan. B, it's my job.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not. I mean, if you had McFadden's announcement, when he was drafted, if you had a player on this Arkansas team that you were waiting for to be drafted, you'd be a lot more excited. I'm probably a lot more excited about the NBA draft, which is just kind of weird words coming out of my mouth because I want to see where Moses Moody goes. I'm a lot more intrigued about it. And the interest to me is where a lot of these SEC players that we have watched the last 2 or 3 years, not 3 years, end up 3 to 4 years.
I think
it's just hard for me to get I'm not going to a level 10 over this draft. I'm just not. I mean, there's no need to.
That's fine because you don't really have an NFL affiliate.
Why? Yeah, I'm not a huge Chiefs fan. I'm not a big Cowboys fan. I grew up a Cowboys fan, and just as you mature and things, as life moves to the next station, just things have happened. And I watch the NFL, but I'm a college first guy. I'm busy on Friday nights with high school football. I'm busy all day Saturday, and Sunday you've got wife, kids. It's on, but I'm just not all in on the NFL. So I'm not worried about what my team is doing. My team is the Razorbacks. So my team's not going to be involved tonight. So it's interesting to me because I love sports, but it's not the most important thing on my calendar this weekend.
And I think that's a fair agenda. I know that if I get there in time, which I should, I'll be leaving pretty close to right after the program, and we'll be watching that tonight amongst Arkansas fans. There, like you said, there's not an Arkansas tie, but I'll be with a Green Bay Packers fan, a New York Jets fan, a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I don't remember who the other guy likes. But I think the whole concept behind the excitement is you either do it two ways, as you mentioned. You're either a diehard Arkansas Razorbacks fan or a college sports fan, and you just want whoever your guy is early on to get drafted. Arkansas doesn't have that opportunity tonight. So then you either flip the script or you have one above the other. as either a Cowboys fan, I know SmackDown, you can attest to this. You're probably really curious. What the heck, Jerry? What are they doing tonight? What is Jerry Jones? Is he going to go Pitts? Is he going to go offensive line? Is he going to go defensive line? Is he going to try and get Patrick Surtain? I mean, what are the Dallas Cowboys who have needs? Not being mean, but just being honest.
No, you're 100% right.
At a lot of positions, what are they going to do tonight? And it's not just the Cowboys. There's some other teams out there, like particularly there's been a lot of conversation around the San Francisco 49ers. Are they going to get Mac Jones? Are they going to get Justin Fields? Are they going to get Trey Lance? Because 1 and 2 is pretty cut and dry to this point. Trevor Lawrence is going to Urban Meyer and the Jags. Zach Wilson is going to Robert Saleh and the Jets. And then after that, it's kind of
that's when it gets fun.
What's John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan? What are they going to do? And that's why I'm excited tonight, because you brought up your affiliation, Tommy, being a Cowboys. I was a Packers fan growing up. Fantasy football killed that. I need to hop back into it. I need to get one of Brett's jerseys and kind of embrace me.
I really want to be and go all in and be a Chiefs fan.
No, don't hop.
You can't.
Come back to the bright side. Come back to the silver and blue.
But it's just you can't. I can't manufacture passion.
Right.
It's either there or it's not. I'm consuming this television event tonight, this business meeting that's televised for the NFL. I'm consuming it as a college football fan. And I think there's a lot listening this morning that's the same way. I mean, yeah, you're interested in the NFL, but you're a college football fan first. And I'm just consuming this as a guy that watches a lot of SEC football. That's my interest.
And see how many SEC guys go in the first round.
Right. And Clay's talking about 6, maybe 7 Alabama players going in this draft tonight in the first round.
Unbelievable? And we listed some of that off the other day. We didn't even mention
is it or isn't, So.
But I mean, you think of that, it's almost a third of the draft, first round.
Mm-hmm.
You think about that, and it could be more than that. There were names like I didn't even mention Jalen Waddle's name when we brought that up. The projections are unbelievable with the amount of Nick Saban's talent, and that goes to show you. I mean, Nick Saban has the national championships compared to Cal, but Kentucky over the years has been similar in the sense that first, second round has just been flooded with Wildcat blue, and hopefully Arkansas is trending in that right direction. You brought up Moses Moody on the basketball circuit. You'd like to see him taken in the lottery because that could be a sign for good things to come for this Arkansas basketball team. But I'm like yourself. I don't necessarily have a team affiliation, but I am really excited about tonight. Yeah. And that it just goes about different ways. And we'll get into the program a little later, what you'd wear if you met Roger Goodell. There's been some funny introductions over the years. Christian.
And what made you think of that? I mean, are you looking at it from the perspective of your name was called, or are you looking at it
fan name perspective, or if your name was called, whatever it may be?
The last thing I would think about for me, I guess, maybe that's just where I'm at in life versus you, but is what I'd be wearing,
Well, here's why I brought this up. I was going through these different articles, as I often do. Go through about 20 pages before I prep for the show, and there was ones like craziest attires and then craziest introductions, like Clemson's, and I think he's on the Dolphins now, Christian Wilkins picked up Goodell and bear hugged him. And I thought the introduction aspect and the attire, Zeke wore a crop top suit, and there's just been some funny attires over the years. And I thought, well, Razorback fans are creative. I'd go Brett Favre jorts and a T-shirt. That's just what I'd do. And I know people have their outfits, have their wares, and we're in the South, and wear a cowboy hat or whatever the case may be. I thought it'd be fun to just kick that around the can this morning.
Yeah, so. All right, a lot to get to here. Draft day, we got baseball coming up in Baton Rouge this weekend, and it's a recruiting Thursday here on the Morning Rush. So a lot to unwind, and we're looking forward to it here today. Hey, don't forget Cinco de Mayo coming up next week. 2 days of celebrating at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Lots of fiesta and fun next week. Music by Flash. They're going to have 2 days of dollar tacos. Also, half-price apps and taps, not only for the games this weekend, but also 2 days next week on the 4th and the 5th, and $2 margaritas and more. We're going to be telling you more about it. 2 days of Cinco de Mayo celebration coming up next week, the 4th and the 5th of May at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps. Celebrate Cinco de Mayo May 4th and 5th at Joe's Grill and Cantina.
Coming up, more of the Morning Rush on a Thursday. Stay with us.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
This is former Arkansas football coach Ken Hatfield, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell it at an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Shangri-La Resort. The Carr family would like to thank all of our customers over the last 40 years that have made Shangri-La home. We've had so many return visitors over the years, and that's thanks to you. Do you need a place to take the family for vacation? Or how about a work trip? Or just a day on the water? Shangri-La Resort is the place to call. Give the Carr family a ring at 870-867-2011 at Shangri-La Resort. Check out Shangri-La Resort online at shangrilaresort.net. Shangri-La Resort, a touch of paradise and a boatload of fun.
The biggest selection, the best values, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. No one beats the selection at Harry Robinson, with over 500 vehicles of all makes and models in stock today. Some as low as 500 miles, many less than 10,000 miles with full factory warranty. Pre-owned trucks, SUVs, and great vehicles of all makes and models are ready now at Harry Robinson. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Ask Shelter Agent Wade Gilkey about renter's insurance.
Farm Credit has been a trusted friend for over 100 years. They are ag financing experts, so whether you're a longtime farmer, new to farming, or buying your dream home or land in the country, their experienced staff has a plan to fit your goals, needs, and your bottom line. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com. Farm Credit is an equal opportunity lender.
Do you remember the joy you felt as a kid about pizza night? Remember how good it smelled? You could taste it even before you opened the box. And then that first bite. It was so good. Be the supper time savior. Order Jim's Razorback Pizza now. 434-3456. The best pizza in Fort Smith, or it's free.
Jim's Razorback Pizza. Building a home can be stressful. This is true whether you're the homeowner or the contractor. Many times these issues result in a lawsuit. If you are a homeowner or a contractor and find yourself needing legal help, call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partners. With experience representing homeowners as well as non-payment or other issues that could arise during construction. Contact Brad Hull or Kevin Hickey at 479-434-2414 in the River Valley or 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas. Or check them out at the web at artriallawyers.com.
Today's pros need today's tools, and nobody understands that better than the Home Depot. Our app makes it simpler to get supplies ordered and delivered. Our online project calculators cut guesswork and last-second supply runs. Job site delivery puts what you need where and when you need it. And rental puts the right equipment in your hands, but not your overhead. That's how today's pros get more done. New tech, new tools, old-fashioned hard work. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Arkansas, Stewart. Partially blocked by Hill, but Williamson at one. Too strong.
Your home for Razorback baseball all season long right here. HitThatLine.com.
They announced the days which coaches will come on for SEC Media Day. Sam Pittman will be appearing that Thursday, July 22nd, I think is what we decided is when that was.
It starts on the 19th, ends on the 22nd. Oh. Coach Pittman's the first to go on the final day.
So we'll get to that conversation coming up, what you would ask Sam Pittman. But before we do that, do want to ask you this morning, if you had to start an NFL franchise, whether it's long-term, short-term, which Arkansas Razorback are you going with? That's coming up on the Morning Rush.
Brought to you by Riley Farm Dental at 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A. It's right at the entrance to Riley Farm. Dr. Bo Sparkman is there. Dr. Brogan's there. They make it comfortable, easy, convenient every time. No running around to 2 or 3 offices if you got a special need. They do braces, implants, general dentistry, of course, cosmetics. It's all there in one spot for you. So it's easy and convenient for you. One of the many reasons why, and that's just one reason why they've been voted top 3 best of the best every year. I've been inside their clinic. They got the TV screens up in the ceiling. They make it easy even when they're working with you as a patient to keep you comfortable, even when it's a longer procedure that kind of keep your mind occupied, different ways that they've made it very customer and patient-friendly at Riley Farm Dental. You will really like it. Go to RileyFarmDental.com. You'll see some of the things I'm talking about, or call and make an appointment. If you're a dentist is retired, or maybe you're just ready to find a little different environment, they're ready for you at Riley Farm. 226-3500. That's 479-226-3500. Riley Farm Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms.
So we played Darren McFadden's draft announcement at the top of our open, and I think Kim, Tyler Wilson, and others can attest. Tommy, even as talented as you may be in college, if you don't go to the right fit, it's not always going to work out at the next level, man.
And you don't get that choice, particularly when you're a very talented player going, first few rounds of the draft. That's one of the things you pray for is a coach that believes in you, a coach that wants you, that's not going to be upset with the GM for drafting you, that this isn't the guy I wanted. So, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and the Raiders has not necessarily been a great landing spot for a couple former Razorbacks in recent times. You mentioned Tyler and Darren, either one. It's not been a good organization in recent years.
It looks a little better. We'll see what John Gruden and company, Derek Carr, do this year. But it's
how
still,
they do in Vegas versus the other 2 spots they've been in.
Is that a more appealing if you're a player to live in Vegas? I've always wondered that. Do you really want to live in Las Vegas?
There's Las Vegas, and then there's, I guess, I don't know. I've never lived in Las Vegas, so I don't know how I could really comment on it, but I'm sure if you live there, I just wonder if you live there, you don't go to the Strip, you don't go to the casinos, probably unless people are in town, unless I just don't imagine that's part of your daily routine. You don't live in Vegas like a tourist goes to Vegas, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So I've only been to Vegas as a tourist, but Vegas isn't really one of my places I even like to go as a tourist anymore.
Because you always speak to how expensive
it was. It wasn't that way, 20 years ago, 15 years ago. The last 5 years, it's become New York expensive. I mean, it's not cheap. I mean, used to you could eat, you could stay. Now, pandemic's changed it recently, but before it was, to eat and to stay, the rooms weren't cheap anymore. The meals weren't cheap anymore. And in Vegas, it really turned more into shopping malls connected by casinos and food courts, high-end food courts.
So for those penny pitchers out there, for those still want a good bang for their buck, is there a place that you and Laura or that you and the boys there a place out there that you like to go that hasn't necessarily skyrocketed in prices?
So probably somewhere off the Strip. I mean,
not just in Vegas, but a town or city.
I don't know.
Place in general.
To me, if you want to go and have a great time, Mexico is still the best bang for the buck. The all-inclusives in Mexico are the best deal for the dollar.
Best to do it. Okay. Yeah, that's. I think we need to go back after my bad experience in Cabo. I think we need to give that another whirl. Is there a destination place of the NFL franchises that you'd like to live rather than any of them?
Of the 32?
Think about Hunter Henry's transition from Los Angeles to Upper Boston, Foxborough. Think about him and Parker heading up there. You think about some of the other Razorbacks across the board. We talked about Darren and Tyler getting drafted when they went out to Oakland. You think about Frank Ragnow in Detroit. Is there a specific place you're like, man, I wouldn't mind? Because I wouldn't want to live in Los Angeles. Yeah. I'd like to go at some point.
I'm with you.
But I'm not going to. I just, that doesn't appeal. All that traffic, that doesn't appeal to me.
I've been there one time, and I know what you mean. Eight lanes of traffic on your side of the median. My wife was diving in the floorboard. We came out of the airport in San Diego, and we hit I-5 or whatever it was there. And our side of the median, our side of the concrete wall had 8 lanes. It was like turning for home at Talladega or something. That just freaked her out. But I have a love for the Rocky Mountains, so probably Colorado, just because I would love to be close to the ski slopes. But that would be the reason why. I'm like you. I can't see myself not living in the South. So maybe somewhere like Nashville. Jacksonville, Florida would be great, but, again, not for great football. Miami's not really the South, but Miami'd be pretty cool too. But I'm like, up north, New England or somewhere like that, but I just can't see myself living in that kind of part of the world.
Ryan,
I'll visit, but I don't know that I'd want to stay.
Ryan in Hot Springs, got about a minute. Where would you want to get drafted, my man?
Where? Probably Tennessee. Probably if I could just name it. That'd just be the closest to home and the closest to what I know. Just being a Southern country boy. I was gonna the former Razorback. I'd probably have to go Brandon, especially if you give me Joe Brady to be one of his coaches for quarterback coach.
Mm-hmm.
And then for going across the stage, I'd probably wear something kind of like what Muscleman did because I'm unapologetically Arkansas. I live it, I breathe it. I love being from Arkansas, and that's very proud about that. So that's where I would go with that.
They had the Hogs Beast last night, and appreciate your call, Ryan, and what he's referring to. If you haven't seen, Hunter Yurchek has sported this. John Daly has sported this. It's a Razorback suit. I want to see you can get it at Walmart for like $100 or something. It's not too over the top. I've seen it before, but it's just a Razorback suit, and it's decked out in hogs. And I have a buddy that has one. I need to ask him exactly how much it costs, but that would be definitely something I think that a lot of Arkansas fans, if given the opportunity to get their name called or just to go as a fan, they would do it 100%. Just when you want to support your Razorbacks, and I have no problem with what Ryan said, and I know a lot of you would probably be doing the exact same thing. 877-377-6963. What would you ask Sam Pittman coming up at SEC Media Days? What's bothering you? What do you want to know about? That's next.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
It does my heart good when Texas football, Texas basketball, and Texas baseball suck.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
It's the 43rd anniversary sale, April 23rd through May the 3rd at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Cash and carry on above ground pools starting at $19.99 during the anniversary sale. Check out semi-in-ground pools for less than $10,000. Plus big savings on chemical packages available during the 43rd anniversary sale. It's all at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas. They're your source for backyard fun.
It's time to say goodbye to contacts, glasses, or bifocals with LASIK or clear lens exchange by Bold Vision in Northwest Arkansas. Mention ESPN for $500 off your LASIK or clear lens exchange procedure. A quick 15-minute procedure, easy 24-hour recovery no matter your age. Freedom from contacts and glasses is an option for you. Bold Vision, the official eye care providers of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Go Hogs! Discount cannot be combined with other offers or discounts.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
What's cracking, Fort Smith? Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. Winter's over and I'm feeling like a spring chicken. So if your old ride's a rotten egg, don't let it spoil your spring. This month you could get an excellent deal on one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Each one handpicked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. I don't care if your old ride is fried, scrambled, or hard-boiled, because right now you could trade up when you trade it in, even if you're still making payments or you owe more than it's worth. My non-commissioned sales staff will help you trade in that bad egg and drive away sunny side up in a nicer, newer car for the same or possibly even lower monthly payment. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for spring in our Meineke Car Care Center with free AC checks, half-off brakes, and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. So hop into spring in a nicer, newer car, but hurry, a deal this good will spoil fast. Only at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends April 30th, 2021.
There's an old saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Hi, this is Scott at Calico County. 2021 is here, and no doubt a lot has changed in the last year. But something that has stayed the same is Calico County's award-winning food. Great portions that are fresh and always cooked from scratch. Something that we have changed is improved curbside service for those of you that don't want to fight the crowds. And of course, we will never change those great cinnamon rolls that everyone loves. So for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or catering, it's Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue, behind Randall Ford.
Ramos Roofing is a local roofing company and have over 25 years of experience in the Oklahoma area. Are you looking for a residential or commercial roofing need? Ramos Roofing is the business you can trust, offering discounts for senior citizens, law enforcement, and healthcare workers. Ramos Roofing can help you with your insurance claim. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home. Call 479-420-9903. That's 479-420-9903 for Ramos Roofing.
When you've escaped the screens, and the sun bathes everything in a golden glow, and your friend hands you a cold organic beer that tastes as perfect as nature itself. That's pure gold. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, the first national USDA certified organic beer. Organic by nature. Enjoy responsibly. 2020 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, St. Louis, Missouri.
Frank Rowe Furniture is having an April Super Stimulus and Tax Refund Sale. Save hundreds of dollars. Sofas, loves, sectionals, and recliners, all made in the USA. Big savings for our finance customers and extremely large savings on cash sales. Family owned, in-store no credit check financing, and service after the sale. Frank Rowe Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Come try out the new pink G425 Woods and Irons or the Callaway Epic Speed Woods at the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Spend some time on the putting green and try out a great selection of Scotty Cameron putters. In now, Titleist Pro V1s and Pro V1X golf balls, including Arkansas Razorback logo balls. Need a push cart? Choose from Sun Mountain, Rovic, or Click Here. As always, don't forget to check out Facebook for daily specials. The best place for all your golfing needs, the Golf Nut, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Bradley for three. Watch out. Bang. Boy, what an answer. Huh? Pat Bradley.
Follow us on Twitter at Ty Sports Radio and at Tommy Craft ESPN.
Got some headlines to get into, including the latest NCAA decision that's going to affect college sports, and then the Sam Pittman questions. What are they? What do you have for the head football coach of the University of Arkansas? SEC Media Days coming up in a couple months. If you could be in attendance, if you could be a credentialed media member, hey, coach, what about this? What about that? What's this look like? What's that look like? And he would answer honestly. What are you trying to ask him this morning? It's coming up.
All right, we're down to the last 3 days of live racing at Oaklawn, and they began the last weekend of racing yesterday. So get to Oaklawn this weekend. If you can't get there, be sure and download the Oaklawn Anywhere app. Use the promo code RUSH21. Get yourself a $150 sign-up bonus. You can use some of that this weekend to enjoy the Kentucky Derby. You can watch and wager on the Kentucky Derby right from your phone or tablet with the Oaklawn Anywhere app. In fact, coming up Friday, the Kentucky Oaks will be running as there will be Ladies' Day at Churchill. Saturday will be the $3 million Kentucky Derby and the Run for the Roses. The leading 20-horse field will take off on Saturday evening. And you can watch Southwest Stakes and Arkansas Derby winner Superstock. That will be in the field as well. Also, this weekend at Oaklawn, it'll all wrap up Saturday with a 12-race card highlighted by the $300,000 Oaklawn Stakes. So don't miss any of the action. You can enjoy it this weekend with that Oaklawn Anywhere app. It's available for download in the Apple App Store. It's free to download. And again, use that promo code RUSH21 for your $150 sign-up bonus. That's the Oaklawn Anywhere app, and enjoy the final 3 days at Oaklawn and the Kentucky Derby this weekend.
We've talked about the transfer rule, the one-time transfer rule. It was sourced that it was going to affect. As of yesterday, it is going to affect. Now, here's some stipulations to it. A written request to transfer must be in by July 1st to qualify. Once the one-time exception is used, that's it. Grad transfers, that's not part of this. You can still do that as a grad transfer. Here's what Sam Pittman had to say about that via the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. I know we all sit here and we say we're teaching these kids that quitting or leaving or moving is not okay and all that, but if you look at coaches are able to take different jobs, and they do. That was one of the biggest things about leaving Georgia to become the Arkansas head coach. The signing day was maybe 14 days away, and we had 5 offensive linemen committed. So I had the right to come to Arkansas and be the head coach. So I think it's headed in the right direction. I think the one-time transfer is key, though. At some point, you've got to stick and make it work for you. Your thoughts on that football coach and what he had to say about this?
Well, I think it's the right balance in his comments there. You can't have the Wild West where every year you can arrive at a new school. First of all, academically, how do you ever make that work for the student-athlete portion? I know some people just scoff at the idea of student-athletes, but at some point they have to make progress towards a degree. If you're transferring every year, that makes that even more problematic. I get it, but coaches are at a different station in life. You know, we can't always just say coaches and players are on equal footing. We're not. When you're at a place where you're 35 or 45 or 55 years old in life, you're at a different point in your life. You've earned a little more liberty to move around and do some things. I get the fact that these players are in a one-shot, 4-year, 5-year vacuum here that they've got to make it or break it in this 5-year window. Not always is the situation you signed up for the one you end up with. I like the idea of a 1-year transfer, no penalty to sit out. The graduate transfer deal is there. Hey, you earn your degree. You've got the opportunity to do something else for one more year of eligibility. I think Sam's comments are well balanced. I like the rule, but you got to put a limit on this transfer stuff. It can't. I know we've been through COVID, and we've allowed a little more liberty with this, but there's got to be limits. There's got to be some guardrails on this stuff before we run off the cliff.
So is this the lid? It sounds like you're okay with this one time, and then the grad transfers is not necessarily applicable to this rule, but are you okay with what the NCAA has decided to do?
I'm fine with this.
Okay.
I mean, because it's exactly what is it. Coaches can leave. The situation you signed up for may not be end up what you end up with. So what you committed to is not what you end up. You know, it's kind of like if you went to buy a house or car or whatever. Well, you know, I bought a 4-bedroom, 3-bath and ended up with a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Well, that's not what I signed up for. That's not what I want. I ought to be able to move houses, right? It's like if you went to a hotel, that might be a better example. I reserved a 2-room condo at the resort. They gave me a 1-bedroom. I'm going back to the front desk, right? Same thing here. I committed to this head coach, this coordinator, this position coach. Those things happen.
Mm-hmm.
School, so I have no problem with you got one card in your pocket to play, but this idea that we read about, and I know they're the exceptions to the rule, and I think it's a little more prominent in basketball where you read about a player that's playing for his 3rd school in 5 years or something of that nature. What is that? Who's that on? What red flag is raised there? So those kind of situations need to be curbed, I think.
Okay.
What do you think?
Before doing that, I mean, I'm with the one. I think the one time's probably and then a grad transfer.
But it can't be limitless. There's got to be boundaries on these things.
I don't have a problem with a kid transferring one time and then potentially as a grad transfer because at that point he's earned it. And like you said, you just don't
It's
always.
the incentive, too, to get your degree.
Yeah.
Or it's unincentive. I shouldn't say it's unincentive.
And I got news for this is not breaking or anything. Coaches are there to recruit to get guys on campus. What they say to parents, what they say in meetings, they don't always live up to that. And if you're told something, now not all coaches do this, but some coaches sell kids on a bill of goods. And when they get there, it's not anything like they were told. And I'm not talking about how much hard they have to work. I'm just talking about whether it's playing time, whether it's this, whether it's that. And they just want to get these kids to campus. And so in that situation, if you felt like you were lied to, I'd rather coach, and I was never recruited for an athletic event, I would rather a coach tell me just straight up, if I was going through a recruiting process and I was sitting down with different coaches across college, whether it was Sam Pittman, Dave Van Horn, Eric Musselman in the state or outside the state, I would be more inclined to listen to someone who is straightforward with me. You know what? You're probably not going to play at all your freshman season. You know what? It might not be till your junior season till you hit the diamond or you hit the field. I would much rather hear honesty than someone just saying, I've got 20 minutes carved out for you. I've got this, I've got that. And he's just trying to, we can do this for you. Can do. No, just be honest. That is such a lost art in today's society when you just don't tell someone straight up. And listen, honesty's, it sometimes hurts, it sometimes sucks, but guess what? You're going to be better off for it. Yeah. End of the day, end of the story.
And then like in Sam's situation when he was at Georgia, he didn't even recruit any of those kids knowing he was going to Arkansas. He couldn't have forecasted or foreseen that he would actually have the chance to be the head coach at Arkansas. And that was a rare situation, but a coach's job is to get recruits. And then it's also his responsibility to himself and his family to further his career at some point. So it's just a different station in life. And I don't really blame either one. But, you cannot have unlimited transfers. And you've got to have some penalties if you're going to transfer beyond the one time.
You know this song?
Garth Brooks, Calling Baton Rouge.
I listen to this at Tiger Stadium, and they get rowdy during this. And I think Arkansas is starting to inch towards the Chris Stapleton Arkansas song in terms of the whole stadium. We didn't get that last year because it was COVID and all, but I think this upcoming football season when you'll see a full house and Donald W., it'll be like that. LSU is allowing 100% capacity this weekend for Arkansas. Now, South Carolina went from 25 to 50 this past weekend. Now, LSU, who's 19-10, 2-7 in the SEC at home, thanks to Governor John Bell Edwards, is having 100% capacity.
Good.
More Tiger fans to yell at me.
Good. I don't want any excuses.
Just want to be straight
up.
The
Hogs go down there and finally win a series at Alex Box. I don't want there to be any excuses. Well, if we'd have had more than 50%, we'd have beat them Razorbacks. Huh? Yeah, fine. Listen, it's just, and I wish Arkansas, from what Hunter Yurachek has said, we're not going to get there this year. Not in Fayetteville.
Pre-fall sports.
I'm talking baseball. I'm talking only baseball season.
I want to make sure people understand that. Yeah.
No, I'm talking exclusively for baseball. When I say this year, I mean baseball season.
Correct.
And then there's only 7 regular season games left, and then, I assume there'll be, postseason. I think it's a pretty safe bet, but it's a shame because it is a competitive edge. It is a competitive advantage, but it makes it more lively. I miss it. I miss the fact that you got raucous crowds, and it's a real advantage. I mean, how many runs is it worth? I don't know. But, it will make it more difficult this weekend on the Razorbacks. There's no question.
No, I think you're exactly right. So that's the LSU news. We'll get to some.
The weather may be the bigger inhibitor this weekend in Baton Rouge.
Might be a doubleheader on Saturday. We'll have to adjust as is. And we'll talk a little more about this weekend and stuff. And really appreciate Walk-Ons Fort Smith helping me get down behind enemy lines down there. Arkansas football news. Punter George Carrington has decided that he's going to enter the transfer portal. It's a hog beat from Nicky and Hutch. He punted last year 16 times, averaged 45 yards. Didn't have a great couple punts in the spring game. Also had 2 blocked. Now, it looks like Arkansas now has 4 open scholarships. I'm always confused how these work because you can't technically give a player one until summer or fall. This would be a better question for Clay or RD
Richard,
coming up. It's like, how do they you're capped off at 25, but you
can't recruit anybody.
It's weird. We'll ask RD that coming up here on the Morning Rush. Now,
there was maybe you saw. I saw this on Twitter, and it was one of these guys, a walk-on long snapper, or somebody also put in the portal about 3 days ago, and we didn't. I mean, we probably should have mentioned that. So I mean, there's a few of these things as we get to the end of the semester.
Eli Chisholm.
That was it.
I think is his name.
I mean, probably a guy that most of us had maybe had seen on the roster, kind of guy. But so there's a few of these as we end and get close to the end of the academic semester, and people are starting to think about what we're going to do for summer and where they want to land for fall and actually get to play, and it may end up at FCS or Division II level or somewhere else. So
we were talking about South Carolina and how they upped their attendance from 25 to 50. Did you see they're sponsored by Manscaped, the new trimmer, the South Carolina? Do we need them to sponsor?
I know that. Hey, they're sponsoring a lot of these podcasts. I'm surprised you hadn't got them on the Morning Rush. The Bud Light Morning Rush podcast is one of our sponsors.
I know. Get them on the Hit That Line.
Listen,
podcast.
They ought to be sponsoring Trust the Process. That could be the official Clippers. We finally get that mullet with someday.
Maybe I've turned them down and you just don't know. So
no, you're not turning down money, you're not turning down 2 things in life: attention first and money second.
I don't seek attention.
Where's the button? Give me the. Hang on. Wait. Don't say another word. Don't say another word. Hang on.
You are such a liar.
Thank you.
It just naturally comes to me based on my antics. Attention.
You are such a liar.
You seek it.
I was told last night when we were playing water volleyball that I'm a humble guy.
You are such a liar.
That was legitimately said last night.
You are such a liar.
All right, speaking of gossip, like Tommy's doing right now with my credibility.
You are such a liar.
Gossip, according to this study, gossip can actually help people learn and form social bonds. You guys agree with that statement? According to this study, gossip can actually help people learn and form social bonds.
Learn what not to do.
Yeah. What benefits have you got out of being gossiped about or gossiping about someone? What benefits have you earned from that? I can't think of one. Can y'all?
Well, being a high school teacher, there ain't nothing good that comes from gossip. I can tell you that.
You got anything?
No, I mean,
I thought this was an ignorant study.
Gossip normally is nearly always false. I mean, there's sometimes a kernel of truth in it, but I can't think of a single benefit. And this was probably a government-funded study, right? This is probably something our hard-earned tax dollars went to support, right?
Something stupid.
Somewhere, there was stimulus dollars or something went in to pay for this. I guarantee you, we paid for part of this.
Last headline for you this morning: Goldfish and Frank's Red Hot have created hot sauce flavored goldfish. Ooh, are you going to try these? I love those Tabasco Cheez-Its. It's been a while.
The hot and spicy Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
I can't walk through Dollar General without I did last night. I showed some discipline, and it was the last night before, and I did not pick up a box of those. $2. Yeah, I mean,
box of goldfish?
No, the hot and spicy Cheez-Its.
Oh,
yeah. Almighty, those are good. So
that would be hard pressed because, Tommy, when I walk into Aldi, the first thing I walk by is the Cheez-Its, the Goldfish, and all the good stuff that I shouldn't be eating. And it takes every fiber in my being to not pick up a bag or two every single time. But I've been good the last couple months, but next week I might have to do it. If they have those Frank's Red Hot Goldfish, I might have to pick some of those up.
Well, you have to try them. I mean, it's your civic duty to try them.
I think
show prep, right?
Yeah, show prep. Yeah,
I think that.
For all the hours of show prep that you. Yeah,
I think it can go into that. Now, hey, listen, we can scoff at a lot of stuff here, but I do actually legitimately every single night. You don't play the liar clip because this is
I'm keeping my finger on the button.
I actually do put a good chunk of time into our show every single morning.
Okay,
so,
I'll keep my finger off the button.
Okay, thank you. There's been a.
I won't call you a liar on that.
Here's the better. How much prep is he going?
Now, if you had said, "But I do eat healthy," well, we might have to go the other way.
I had clean cooking yesterday.
What'd you have for dinner?
Pizza.
Okay, there you go.
I didn't see that on their menu over there.
Yeah, well, I had clean cooking for lunch.
Was it a healthy pizza or what? Had like extra pepperoni? Like what?
What was on there?
Double cheese.
Spinach
double
was on there, so yeah, it was healthy. We're good. I'm just fine. Oh, listen. You throw spinach on anything, it makes it healthy.
Levi in Southwest Arkansas went biblical on us. He reminds us that gossip is a sin, so we should all stay away from that, right?
Sure. That's a good point.
I don't know how they could come up to that conclusion, but
what
I don't
conclusion?
know.
Gossip is a sin?
No, that it's good for you.
Well, I'm sure that, like I said, that's probably a government-funded survey. Hey, I got I hope Brett Good's listening right now. I got a call. I was driving back from Fayetteville. I was up at the 99.5 studio yesterday, and a buddy of mine listening said, "Hey, I need Brett's number. Our commercial insurance here at work is skyrocketed. We need a quote." I said, "Hey, got the guy, sent him his number." And so, hey, if you're in the same spot, he said, "I've been with our same company for over a decade, and they don't appreciate us or taking advantage of us. If you're in that boat, call Brett. He can get you a quote, and he'd love to go over everything you got, commercial, personal, otherwise, health benefits, retirement plans. That's where you find yourself that, hey, I haven't gotten a new price on my insurance, and I've just kind of just taken the 2 or 3, 4% increase every year. And this year they've kind of really stuck one to you. Well, it might be time to look at other options. And that's where Brett Good can come in for you with Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions and show you what's out there, whether it's employee benefits, health insurance, staffing management, commercial insurance, personal insurance, the whole portfolio. Brett can bring it and do it for you. And being an independent agent, they've got a variety of lines and options for you. His direct number is 479-651-2292. So, Brad, if you get a call from down here today, my buddy Dan's going to be calling you. 651-2292. That's 479-651-2292 for Brett Good with Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions.
We found out yesterday from the SEC office that Sam Pittman is going to be on the last day of SEC Media Days, along with Auburn head coach Brian Harsin and Missouri head coach Eli Drinkwitz. Now, there's not a lot of Arkansas fans that make their way to Birmingham or now Hoover, Alabama for this event. There's a lot more Alabama, a lot more Auburn fans for obvious reasons. But if some of you, and it would be a very select few, or decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to go this year. I want to see what this is about. I want to see the fandom. I want to see that. Or if you were just out of the blue, given the opportunity to just play imaginary this morning, you had a chance to ask Coach Pittman, hey, Sam, hey, Coach, whatever you want to call him, as long as it's respectful, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think of this football team? Now, you brought up before we came on the program, it's April 29th. This will be July 22nd, so there's a lot of time between now and then that stuff could happen. But as of right now, what are you going to ask this morning?
You think we'll make Omaha, Coach? What do you think about Dave Van Horn's team? That might be some more of my questions. You going to go to Omaha to make it? That might be, what's your favorite beer joint down on the lake? That might be some of my questions on April 29th.
That'd be a good question to ask.
I might be more about that. Hey, what do you think about some of Zach Brown's new stuff out there? Did you watch that concert he did this coming week? Are you going to watch that? So those might be some more of my questions on April 29th. Now, July, was it 22nd? We're going to be getting down in them trenches, and I'm going to talk about a little more offensive line and what Myron Cunningham might need. The attitude of where I'm at and my focus is going to change a little bit what's that, May, June, 75 or 80 days from now. So got a little time. And, his will as well, off season, the programs they're going to be going through, the lifting, but also, you probably like to ask, they get the an hour a week that the position coaches can meet with the players and how you invest that time.
Don't quiz me on that because I have no clue. I'll take your word for whatever.
They changed that, and they get a little bit of time, this time of the year that they weren't getting otherwise, in previous years. They changed that a couple of years ago, but how they're investing that time. That might be a question you'd ask right now.
I like the lake question because at some point in time he's going to get an opportunity to go with Mrs. Jamie down there to Hot Springs because their lake house is finished now, right?
That'd be a question you could ask him.
That'd be maybe a Clay question because he probably knows, but I know that we've had some textures here on the Morning Rush that have driven by on the water and seen Coach Pittman and waved at him.
Our buddy Scott sees him down there from time to time. I mean, this is the time of the year that if you got a place down there, well, this is when you're going to enjoy it, right? So, I mean,
it's almost like
you wouldn't have one at Lake Hamilton if you weren't going, between May and, about the end of July. And as a football coach, there's not much other time to go. Now, you got summer camps. He's got a lot of stuff going on, but, this will be the time he'll be slipping down there for 3-day weekends.
It's almost lake season. I was talking to my dad last night a couple days ago about retirement and where they're potentially going to go. The Northwest Arkansas is looking more and more like a possibility where they're going to move. Middle sisters up there, oldest stepsisters in Tulsa, and then youngest one will be an OT school up there. And I have been pushing rather than downsizing for them to upsize into a fat Beaver Lake house. But he doesn't want to live on the lake. Well, he's selfish. Guys, say, come on, what about the grandkids?
Oh, listen to you. He's selfish.
Yeah.
Think
about the grandkids.
Run that back a second.
He's being selfish.
He's being selfish because he won't buy a lake house for you.
No, retire there, and that's what older people do. They get lake houses, and they welcome in the grandkids. That's a common occurrence. You get
I don't think that's your motivation at all.
I care about my nieces and nephews' livelihood and fun summer.
You are such a liar.
And if I had some fun up there, it goes along with the territory, I guess.
You are such a liar.
I don't know. We'll see if it's I can be persuasive, as you know, doing a show with me every single morning. So we'll have these conversations these next few years and see if he can see if they end up doing that. He makes the right investment or two, and who knows?
Right.
I'll be on Beaver Lake in 10 or so years. I don't know. He's not moving to Hot Springs.
What's a better bet? Him having kids, so Baylor Brad has more grandkids in 10 years, or there actually being a lake house in 10 years? Which one's the better bet? Ty having children in 10 years, or Baylor Brad having a lake house on Beaver in 10 years?
Oh, Baylor Brad. Having a lake house.
With the lake house.
With or without
I don't think he wants the lake house. It doesn't sound like.
So run that back. The bet is
which one's more likely? You having children,
in or out of wedlock,
or your either how they get here doesn't matter, or Brad going through with the lake house. Which one is more likely to occur?
Do I win something if I have a?
Well, I mean,
you
check with me in 10
years. Kids one way or another.
I don't know. We might have to table.
Sounds like you're a winner either way.
No, lake house or kids. You're a winner if you have kids, right?
Absolutely.
You don't lose. You sure?
You're a blessing.
You say that every day?
What
every single day?
You upgraded to the elevated ride of the 2021 Toyota Highlander.
New Highlander, Mr. D?
Yeah. Figured it was time for something nicer, more refined.
Look at this thing. I mean, that...
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sacalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
To have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell it in an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
Hey, Tommy Kraft here for the friendly folks at the paint store in Van Buren. Spring weather will be here every day before you know it, and those spring painting projects are on that list of things to get done. Go to the paint store. Let them help you match up that color for that project you haven't quite finished, but you've run out of paint, or you want to see a whole new color or maze of colors. They have them at the paint store in Van Buren. Hey, give Sue a call, 474-4505, or stop in for friendly hometown service at the paint store in Van Buren, 1414 Fayetteville Road.
Game Time Energy, lifetime experience. Learn more about Buffalo Wild Wings and why it's a great place to work. Apply today at workthenumber4wings.com. You'll be working with the hottest brand around and having tons of fun doing it. Welcome to the big time.
Join the winning team at Buffalo Wild Wings. We are hiring. Apply now at workthenumber4wings.com. Competitive pay, team member discounts, flexible schedule, insurance options, incentive contests, and much more. Work where every day is game day. Roar!
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask Randy Milam in Alma or Brad Howe in Van Buren about Shelter's home insurance.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Gelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality and price and comfort you like, and savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Gelco
for hard work and the great outdoors.
Hey, grounds guys.
Hey, what?
I've got one guy that mows my yard, another guy that sprays for weeds, another group that does my landscaping, and I'm probably forgetting someone that does something else. Wouldn't it be easier to just call one place for all my yard work?
You betcha. When it comes to yard work, just call the grounds guys. Mowing, maintenance, weed control, landscaping. We do it all. Call 479-303-GUYS. That's 303-GUYS. Or visit groundsguys.com in Northwest Arkansas and the Fort Smith area. The Grounds Guys. Leave the yard work to us.
Have you ever been to River City Bistro for a brunch on the weekends? Every Saturday and Sunday, River City is open at 10 a.m. with a special brunch menu. Eggs and omelets any way you like. Premium bacon, sausage and ham, waffles, eggs Benedict, and a great drink menu featuring mimosas, Bloody Marys, and all your brunch favorites. We will see you for brunch every Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. at River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
You're listening to The Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith.
This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place.
Or the three technique, and we're going to find out, Rich guys.
Nobody's on the phone. Nobody is on the phone, but the commissioner's
Maybe
at
it's
the
a trade.
podium. Right.
Right. With the 4th pick in the 2008 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select Darren McFadden, running back, Arkansas.
You knew the reaction would be loud, and it is. As the player that most people say is the most talented with the biggest upside in the draft is selected by the Raiders.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You are causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but they ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy? What's wrong? Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Gonna paint the picture for you this morning. You hear your name called in Cleveland, Ohio tonight as a first-round draft pick. You were a stellar player for the Arkansas Razorbacks, quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, cornerback, safety. Pick your position, doesn't really matter. You hear Roger Goodell call your name. What are you doing? What are you wearing? Are you high-fiving him? Are you fist-bumping him? Are you chest-bumping him? Are you bear-hugging him? What are you doing? What are the antics? What's going on with you tonight? How would you react to your name getting called in the first round or at any point in the NFL draft? We'll get to that conversation coming up here on the Morning Rush.
Richard Davenport going to join us in about an hour. A lot of recruiting questions coming up as we're here on a Recruiting Thursday. And then Ty's going behind enemy lines tomorrow, heading to Baton Rouge. I think he's going for the gumbo. He says he's going for the baseball. I guess we'll find out in about 24 hours.
I'm ecstatic. I cannot wait for that.
How long a drive is that? About 10?
8.5.
8.5, all right.
Not too bad.
Maybe 10. I know it's not much rain. Most of the rain's moved on east.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there won't be some rain down there this weekend. Hopefully, of course, it's just baseball this time of the year. Hopefully, you don't end up with another weekend of doubleheaders. What would that be? Help me out here. 3 weekends in a row. I know that the last 2 you've had altered schedules and doubleheader before. If it happens this weekend, 4 weekends in a row with double headers on the weekend.
Can I selfishly want a doubleheader on Saturday?
So you can get back early on Sunday?
Well, I'm not going to the game. I'm not going to the game on Sunday.
Why not?
There's a game Friday, Saturday. Because I don't want to.
Well, it's a work trip. You've been telling us how this is a work trip. How do you not go and miss if there's a game on Sunday? That's a third of the games.
Okay, so you want me getting home? What time is that? So the game's at 2 on Sunday. The game will end at 5.
I would just leave Saturday.
Leave after that?
No,
because then it'll be a double header on that. So you want to get home on Sunday. So you want me to get home at, what does that put me home? If the game is at the earliest at 5 and I leave at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 1:30.
Probably you're built different.
3.5.
Yeah, you can do it.
Built different.
Well, I mean, I did.
Or just stay in extra night and do the show from Baton Rouge Monday. I mean, do a live report there and then come back.
And if you want me to do that, I'm not going to say no to that.
Built different. So,
I mean,
you don't need sleep. You're built different, right?
I think I need sleep like everyone else. I just need less sleep.
I'm just saying, if he loses game 1,
Phil's sending him home.
Phil's got to send him home.
Phil's barred from the ballpark.
No, because Phil, remember, he doesn't believe in superstition. So
Well, that's fine. Then I'll come down and drop you out there.
He can't in one sense say, I don't believe in this, and this, but Ty, if we lose game one, this is your fault. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's one way or another. You either believe in
he doesn't believe in the broadcaster jinx. There's a difference.
He also doesn't believe in superstitions overall, because I've asked him about that.
How many series has Arkansas lost so far?
He can say that. I bet he doesn't walk on the lines when he goes out on the field.
No.
0-0-0-0. The SEC and overall, right? They hadn't lost in non-conference either. So, yeah, this is. I mean, so when's the last time they've won a series in Alex Box?
2009.
Well, they built it in 2009, right?
That's right. Yes.
Never won a series in Alex Box.
Have they never won a series in Alex Box? Well, this would be, like you said, the series to do it. And you brought up, and for those just hopping in with us this morning, we'll get to the NFL draft conversation coming up. Tommy, full capacity, you kind of like it because there's no excuse if LSU loses. Because it's, our fans weren't there, it wasn't this, it wasn't that. Just no.
Well, I mean, I guarantee you that'd be what, the first toothless Cajun would tell you on the way out to the parking lot is, well, if we'd have had all our fans here, all our drunk fans here, we'd have beat you guys. I mean, that takes that excuse off the table. Listen, it's going to be tough this weekend. I don't care what they're not ranked. I don't care what kind of season LSU's had. This is going to be the hardest series you've had to date. I don't care who you've played, where you've played, what they've been ranked. Listen to me, guys, and I'm not a baseball savant. Don't claim this is going to be the hardest weekend you've had so far this year. It's not because there's something about play. There'll be a rally possum. There'll be something happen because LSU is just one of those deals that they just seem to have your number.
It is a bummer that Ashdown native Jaden Hill is out for the season. I really like watching that kid. For those who don't know, he is an LSU pitcher, one of the better ones in the and not just for LSU, but I was kind of bummed that he's out for the year because you like to see the competition there. I'm curious how this team, as you mentioned, with that hanging over their head. Now, they were able to snap it 2 years ago, if you remember. They hadn't beat LSU in quite some time. Or was that 2018 when they put the rally possum on the board and it was killed? 2018 or 2019?
I don't remember.
You don't? Okay. One of those in Arkansas, because they hadn't beat LSU since 2011.
They'd had trouble with them in Fayetteville. Now, they have beat them in Fayetteville, but Alex Box has been a problem.
Yeah, because they hadn't beat them since 2011. Sorry, let's do this real quick. It's 2021, so 2019 would have been in Alex Box. Last year you didn't play, so it would have been 2018.
Yep.
Because Phil was really.
That's why I didn't want to do that on the radio because I'd have been wrong. Trying to sort it out in my head with COVID mixed in there.
Phil was really jazzed up, as Bubba was, because
that was the first time he beat him in a while. Just in a series in general,
Doesn't make a lot of sense because, as you know, the team wearing red has oftentimes been better than the team in yellow or
in
purple
recent years.
or white, whatever they're wearing that day.
Paul Maneri's program has not been as good in recent years as when he first took over. Still a solid program, but Arkansas has been the better program, say the last 5 or 6, 7 years. But this particular weekend, LSU's had the better of Arkansas. Doesn't mean they've had the better seasons, but I'm just telling you, don't just assume because you got that number 1 by your name, you're just going to walk out of Baton Rouge this week. I hope you do, and Arkansas is built to do it, and you're the better team, but that doesn't mean you're going to win 2 out of 3 this weekend.
And Dave is likely, and Matt Hobbs and all those guys have been preaching Nate Thompson to this team, Bobby Wernes. Hey, you can't just walk in here and win. I don't care if you got the number 1 next to your name. That almost makes it more difficult to win because you're a target to every single one in college baseball, particularly your rival in their home stadium. And I think this team's going to play well this weekend, and I don't know if I'm willing to get out there and say they're going to win the series just yet. I got to talk to Phil a little bit more about that, just kind of shaking out the baseball analytics side of things. But I'm excited, and I'm excited to be down there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's going to be a great time and a great series, and definitely will be eating some good food down there, Tom.
Well, this series, along with a couple others for the weekend, will be in our Fence Man Friday picks. That will be coming up tomorrow towards the end of the second hour, so be sure and be here for that as we'll go through our picks. It's all brought to you by the Fence Man. If it's time for a new fence, or maybe you had some flash flooding yesterday, knocked down a few panels of your fence, and you need some fence repairs, call our buddy Sean at the Fence Man, 782-3936. Boy, if you're going to do some fence building right now, the post hole digging go a little bit easier after all that rain last day or two. So call the Fence Man, 782-3936. New fences, gates, powered automatic gates. They even have 18-month same as cash financing. So if it involves a fence, the Fence Man does it. 782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Tom Murphy's going to join us coming up here on the Morning Rush. Got a question for Tom? Send him in.
Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, 97.1 in Camden and South Arkansas, and everywhere on hitthatline.com.
Wheels RV in Springdale wants you to seek out all the Natural State has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels RV was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. 5 miles west of I-49, exit 72. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Whether you're fishing for coldwater bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will catch them. It has that famous rolling action whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in heavy current. This Rogue suspends, so it will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
Tommy Kraft here for the Fence Man. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from the Fence Man can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, the Fence Man can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your business. Call the Fence Man and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
For a dependable, fuel-efficient tractor from a company committed to the future, choose a Branson tractor. Each of our tractors is backed by a 6-year limited warranty with models available ranging in horsepower from 22 to 58. You are sure to find the tractor that is right for you. Make sure you call or stop in today at the new location for Bush Tractor at 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Again, that is 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Or you can check them out online at bushtractor.com.
The biggest selection, the best values, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. No one beats the selection at Harry Robinson with over 500 vehicles of all makes and models in stock today. Some as low as 500 miles, many less than 10,000 miles with full factory warranty. Pre-owned trucks, SUVs, and great vehicles of all makes and models are ready now at Harry Robinson. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Come try out the new Coper Radex Woods and Irons or the tailor-made Sim 2 Woods and Irons at the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Spend some time on the putting green and try out a great selection of Scotty Cameron putters. In stock now, tailor-made TP5s or the Callaway Super Soft golf balls. Need a push cart? Choose from Sun Mountain, Rovic, or Click Gear. As always, don't forget to check Facebook for daily specials. The best place for all your golfing needs. The Golf Nut, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Farm Credit has been a trusted friend for over 100 years. They are ag financing experts, so whether you're a longtime farmer, new to farming, or buying your dream home or land in the country, their experienced staff has a plan to fit your goals, needs, and your bottom line. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com. Farm Credit is an equal opportunity lender.
Riley Farm Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time, every time.
Give potted plants a healthy start with Scott's Miracle Grow Potting Mix from Metters Lumber True Value. Right now, get 1 cubic foot of coverage for $6.99 after a $2 instant rebate for True Value Rewards members while supplies last. Its rich organic materials help improve drainage and airflow with a 6-month fee. Make sure you visit Metters Lumber True Value today for this bargain of the month and other products to help keep your garden green all season long. Certain exclusions apply. See store for details.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
Hood with Gibson down there. Ooping! Oh! Raise the roof, Arkansas!
Follow the show on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine.
For all you Texarkana listeners, including our favorite, one of our favorites, PA and Texarkana, that's probably where I'm going to eat lunch today. So if I could get some help out with that, I'd really appreciate it. Another place, Tommy, you can...
You wanting tips or someone to buy your lunch?
Both. not opposed to both. Another great lunch destination, something I had this past Sunday. Got 3 of my favorites, chicken capreses, and is that Mr. River City.
3?
Yeah.
You went... He went to River City Bistro. I always go in and get one of my favorites, and then, like a normal human being. But anyway, you can stop in at River City Bistro. I'm telling you, I know that the weather the last 12, 18 hours or whatever hadn't been patio weather with the pouring down rain, but we're going to get back to some patio weather. That's the best time. I guess April, May, October, sometimes the end of September, early November is the best patio weather of the year. We're in the midst of patio weather when it's not raining, and it's been raining the last day or so. But this weekend we're headed in some great patio weather at River City Bistro. Love the outdoor dining, whether it's lunch, whether it's dinner tonight, whether it's brunch this weekend. Think about the outdoor dining at River City Bistro. Locally owned. If you hadn't been there in a while, they changed ownership over a year ago, right before the whole world came apart. And Bruce and Michelle are great people. They run a great business, and they got great food. And they're going to give you great service every time. Monday through Friday, 11 to 8. Saturday, 10 to 8 because they open early for brunch. Sunday, 10 to 3, and they just have an awesome menu, an awesome place. Pittsburgh-style deli. And then the brunch on the weekends is just fantastic. Cook-to-order breakfast and a lot of brunch favorites, and then full bar service as well. Great wines, great cocktails. Lots of beers to choose from, so you're going to like the feel. Try the patio out. Of course, indoor dining. As things warm up, you'll want to move inside perhaps as well. It's all at River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Headlines for you this morning. The NCAA one-time transfer rule went into effect as of yesterday. Here's a couple parts of this thing. Written requests to transfer must be submitted by July the 1st. Once you've used that one-time exception, that's it. Outside of the grad transfer rule, that's kind of outside of that. And
okay, hang on. Let me stop you there.
Okay.
Written request, but the school can't stop your request, right? You just got to notify the school, right?
I'm just reading what it says. A written request to transfer must be in by July 1st.
Right. I mean, and that essentially, from the way I read it, was you just have to notify, and I'll just use Arkansas since it's the school we all cover. and follow. The school needs to know where they're at with the roster. Sam Pittman needs to know where he's at, or any other school, and you got to have a deadline. If you're going to leave, you got to leave by this date. You can't wait till August 15th. So there's got to be a transfer season, so to speak.
And that doesn't.
It ends July 1st.
And that doesn't benefit you either.
Right. You got to have a place to go too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the written request. I mean, we use the word request, but the school still doesn't have to authorize you to leave.
Can it be sorry.
Will you quit doing that? You pound on the table and then you break the equipment.
Can it be a demand? Trying to be.
I'm going to demand you to quit pounding on the equipment.
Sorry, just it's that personal trainer workout that I went through yesterday that I didn't even make it through.
I'm about 90% asking, but I don't believe. I mean, you could write this request. I don't believe the school can say no. You're not transferring. You got to stay here. And we saw this with Lincoln Riley and all, and the blowback on it. The public sentiments and how that goes if you deny someone's transfer is even worse.
Well, with Lincoln's case, I think
there's conference rules on this stuff.
Here's where he took issue, because we heard Nick Starkel say this on social media. Starkel was telling Chad Morris and them the defensive plays of Texas A&M as a transfer, and so I don't know if Lincoln Riley was thinking to himself, well, Chandler knows our defense without scrimmage. Could he relay the stuff from TCU to Gary Patterson? I know Bumpus ain't there anymore, but I don't know who their defensive coordinator is. I think that's
Bumpus
why.
I've been there a couple of years.
Yeah, I think that's why. That specific instance. That's my interpretation why he didn't want him to transfer to TCU.
I just read that word request, and I think that's kind of hollow. My understanding of it.
I would probably agree with you. LSU 100% capacity for the baseball game this week, and I'm curious to see how full Halleck's box is. And
Good news for the liquor stores in Baton Rouge is what that is. I'd like to have stadium liquor. I don't know what the name of the liquor store is closest to the ballpark, but that's going to be good for business, baby.
I would assume so.
There'll be purple Crown Royal bags everywhere.
Now, is Alex Box, is it like Bomb where you can bring in coolers?
I don't know. Well, I mean, probably not legally. I don't know. I've never been there.
Okay.
You'll have to give me an update on
rundown. See where it goes, but I have only packed Arkansas stuff. I have 3 Arkansas T-shirts and 4 Razorback polos for this weekend, and it's all red, baby. It's all red. So I'm curious.
Put this on Twitter there, SmackDown. Ty comes back with no black eyes, 2 or double. Can he see on Monday? Can he even drive himself home? Phil have to drive him back. Phil may have to skip the team charter to drive our buddy home just because he won't be
First of all, you're talking about
his eyes will be swelled
being
up.
able to see. It's hard sometimes when the future is so bright that you can't even see.
Okay,
but on that
just
note,
stop. Oh my!
On that note,
good
Lord.
Hang on, let me get this.
I'm really not one to.
You are such a liar.
I'm really not one to. And I know we were joking about this, but I often make friends
in your pocket
with SEC fans. I enjoy having conversations with different people. Now,
you've been talking for a week. Hey, you're going down there to chirp. You're going to be
there
chirping.
Will be a combination. It has to be a combination. You have to fit it right in the line. You have to. If Arkansas manages to win games 1 or game 2, it would be the best if they split Friday and Saturday, and where LSU fans were eternally ticked off, and there was a little bit of a heat heading into that game 3 matchup on Sunday
that you won't be there for.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So no black eyes, gets 1 eye dotted or both eyes dotted.
I'm gonna add this to the Twitter poll. Bayville Bear tweeted all 3 of us.
All right.
Said if Arkansas loses their first series this weekend, Ty has to shave his head.
No, I'm not.
And it's going to be courtesy of Bubba Carpenter.
No, that's
okay.
No, Fayetteville Bear. Well, too bad it's not your hair. But
2 out of 3. I mean, the majority rules, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not your body. So,
it's not your body; it's your hair.
It's part of the body. So, on the note of hair, Manscaped is the official trimmer of South Carolina. I'll tell you what, if you can get
South Carolina,
if you can get the Gamecocks, if you can get Manscaped to sponsor our radio program or the
I've
podcast
heard of them sponsoring
network.
somebody in the business said they were the Hog Talk. Yeah, Porter was telling me that they sponsored when we were up at Game Day Lodge. They sponsored one of their podcasts.
Because I was thinking about last night, my hair was getting in the way. We were playing water volley, and I was saying maybe it's time for me to get a haircut.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're past due. Yeah, you're like a library book. You're past due.
Past due. I I don't know. I think about it, and then I fiddled with it in front of the mirror last night, trying to think what I'd look like without the hair, and I don't know.
For a haircut, we might want to get Steel in here, like a chainsaw,
Get it all out.
Manscaped may not be powerful enough. We may need like diamond edge chainsaw.
Manscaped will take care of those curly sideburns you got going too.
Yeah.
It's whatever works.
You need a hair. Good Lord.
Yeah. Think all the money you'll save on conditioner and shampoo.
It's I've got the tree oil or whatever. So
the what?
The tree oil.
Tree oil.
I don't know.
Tea tree oil.
I got it's the most whatever it is. All right.
Tea tree.
That's fine. Let's welcome in Tom Murphy.
Green bottle.
Into the program this morning. Tom, we were talking about drafter. I'll start with your Atlanta Falcons. I know you're excited tonight because you have a tie not only to a lot of Arkansas Razorback players that you've covered over the years, but your Falcons, man, an aging Matt Ryan, a team that has some needs. What do you want? And then also, what are you expecting Arthur Blank and company to do in tonight and moving forward with this draft with your Falcons?
Oh, gosh, Ty, you have me so excited talking about the Atlanta Falcons.
I can hear it in your voice.
Man, I'm just so frustrated by what we've done since we choked in the Super Bowl. I see most analysis having us drafting Kyle Pitts, like having quarterbacks taken right in front of us, and then us going with Kyle Pitts. And, hey, it would be great to have him, but we have issues all over the board, y'all. Offensive protection. We need more. We need pass rushers, edge rushers on defense. We need help at linebacker, in my view, and really everywhere on defense. But, hey, if you can pair Kyle Pitts up with Julio and Ridley and, Matt Ryan's still, I think, a viable quarterback, then maybe our offense will be better next year. But we just have so many gaps to fill that we're going to have to hope for some miracles.
I think a lot of people are going to be heavily invested in tonight's draft, and we'll get to some more conversation coming up about that. Tom, we were discussing a little bit earlier, the one-time transfer rule as of yesterday has gone into effect. In the long run, is this going to be a benefit or deterrent for college sports?
Oh, gosh. It's a benefit for the athlete, but I think we have enough empirical evidence in all these sports to know that there's going to be guys who are going to be stars on teams. Mike Woods, who, and I know he's transferring as a grad student, but who just pulls some shocking moves because the grass looks greener somewhere else, or their buddy signed with this other team. And I think it's going to be frustrating for fans, but the last, 6-8 years, the NCAA has really done a lot to make the student-athlete experience better, and that includes that cost of admission deal that improve their monthly whatever they get,
the full cost of
stipend money they get.
Yeah.
And this is just another example of doing things that will benefit athletes. It's just going to be frustrating for fans who see some of their star players leave their teams.
And I don't know if coaches will talk about it publicly, Tom, but you're going to be in a position that you have to recruit a player to campus, then you got to recruit a player to stay in some instances. Mm-hmm. And does it adjust your thinking, or do you do things with playing time or reps that you might not otherwise do to make sure a guy stays happy enough to not consider leaving? And I don't know if coaches will talk about or admit to it publicly, but there's going to be conferences or conversations in conference rooms about that, because you don't want a player like a Mike Woods leaving, like we've just talked about the last week or so, but you want to make sure that they have the role that they're seeking and desiring, and coaches are going to have to massage this stuff moving forward.
Really, really will. It's a delicate issue because what do coaches always tell guys who come on campus? You have the opportunity to compete for playing time. You have to get out there and earn it. And what if your backup quarterback is this 5-star but he just hasn't outplayed the guy who has the job? He's frustrated. Do you put him in games more? I mean, what if you elevate a guy over someone who's clearly, has the locker room in his favor, but because he's a 5-star and his teammates coming along next year, and you really want him too. You elevate a guy and then risk having the locker room say, well, we've seen the other guy outplay this guy. So all kind of dynamics come into play, and coaches just have to stick to true to who they are, and they make guys earn it. But it's going to lead to some harsh feelings in some quarters, and I'm not one who likes to say, pampered athletes, need to be taken care of. I like guys to go earn it. So there's going to be repercussions, and I don't know, and then it'll probably die right down here in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it's like most things. It probably won't be as big a deal as we think it is today in the effect of it, but it will probably help baseball more than it will hurt it. I think it will help basketball, and probably be more of a deterrent for football if I just had to sit here and kind of think through it on April 29th.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's going to be, what do they call them, repercussions or unintended consequences, collateral damage that we aren't aware about. But I do think, in 2 or 3 years from now, it'll just be, okay, well, he's had his one transfer. Now he'll have to sit out if he leaves again.
Yeah. All right, so we're kind of started with some draft conversation. Your Falcons. Let's talk about the Razorback angles in the draft. There's probably not any that we're going to be discussing after tonight going into tomorrow, but maybe by the end of the weekend, there's 3 that are on the board when you look at Jonathan Marshall, Felipe Franks, and Rakeem Boyd. 1, 2, 3, none of those guys. What's your projection or your feeling about those guys and their prospects in the NFL draft by the end of the weekend?
Well, I'd like to see all 3 of them picked up. I mean, Felipe, I wrote a pretty big piece on him today, and although the analysts are pretty much in unison that after that first wave of guys goes by, and then you have this next wave with Kellen Mond in it and a few other guys, that Felipe's in the next tier, which is going to be right at the back end of the draft. But I also think he's a very intriguing guy because I think he's going to be a great teammate. I think he's going to learn. I mean, he showed at Arkansas that he could pick up one assistant in 1 year and go out and execute it at a level that was school record breaking at 68.5%. And his downfield touch, there's something to be said for having a potential pro career with, I think it was called buttery by one of the analysts, a buttery downfield touch. I actually like his downfield better than his short. You think about some of the screen passes he was trying to throw to Traylon Smith and some other guys, and a lot of those got blown up. The LSU one in particular was a big screenplay that just didn't make. So I think he's a fascinating prospect, and I think some teams are going to enjoy having him as a project guy who could provide you some value. And what a great kid, too.
Tom Murphy with us here on the Morning Rush. Tom, we got the announcement from the SEC office yesterday. SEC Media Days coming up starting July 19th. Sam Pittman in Arkansas, they're going to be on Thursday the 22nd. Now, you get a chance, unlike a lot of fans, to ask Sam questions periodically during press conferences from time to time. Is there something between now and then that you think will occur that you're going to want to ask him coming up?
Well, I'm sure there will be, because a major college football program doesn't go, 3 months or whatever it's going to be without having something. There'll be a personnel issue, and, there was didn't Ole Miss let go of assistant football coach?
Yeah, their O-line coach, right?
Oh, yeah. So it can happen. I'm not saying it will at Arkansas, but there will be something. There will be a personnel thing. Maybe they land somebody in the portal. There's all kind of options for, big news between now and then. And I do think Arkansas is going to be one of the more fascinating teams that, okay, you showed a little promise last year. What kind of staying power, what kind of building can you have? Can you plug in another quarterback, K.J. Jefferson, Malik Hornsby, and so on, into this Kendall Briles offense and make strides? And can you have the same type of defensive impact in some of your games? Because, honestly, their defensive game plan against the 2 Mississippi schools was like a trendsetter. I mean, that was a blueprint-type game. So they'll be fun to consider. I don't think they'll be picked any higher than maybe 4th. in the SEC West because it's that hard to navigate up through the ranks. But it's going to be a fun proposition for the Razorbacks.
So ESPN rankings, Tom, in this upcoming draft have 3 Razorbacks in the top 350, and this will be the last question before we let you go. They're as follows: Rakeem Boyd, then Felipe Franks, then Jonathan Marshall. Tommy and I were on the same side of the fence that we think Jonathan Marshall is going to be the first guy taken of those 3. This weekend, Tom, who goes first? Is it Felipe, is it Rakeem, or is it Jonathan?
I wouldn't argue against your Jonathan. I don't know. I'll just go Felipe. I just think somebody will jump up. But it's really always a matter of need. And I'll tell you this, Jonathan Marshall is as nice and as, well-spoken and just intense of a guy as Arkansas has had. I mean, he hasn't gotten a whole lot of celebrity here because he's just a quiet guy, and it took him a few years. He reminds me of a little bit of Tywan Johnson that was just in the system, kind of under the radar, played a little bit, and then he had a big year. And Marshall's just a great kid. I did our Hog Future on him back when he first signed. Just a small school, and everybody in town loved him, and a super strong guy. So I really hope he finds a good fit somewhere and can play his way into playing time. Rakeem has to answer the question, why did you bail on your team with 2 games left? And I know there's old school fans just really were not happy about a team captain doing that. New school people say, hey, look, his roommate had COVID. He had all these issues. It's time for him to focus on his career. He did give Arkansas an extra year beyond his 1,133 yards rushing, which was a monster performance really for a bad offensive team. So I just hope all 3 go, and some other guys like Xavier Kelly and, Jerry Jacobs wind up in people's camps, and they find good fits. So we'll be keeping track of that.
All right, bonus question, then you can go. Can Arkansas win a series at Alex Box, a place that's haunted this program for more than a decade? Arkansas obviously has been on a roll. Weather's going to be a problem, it appears, again this weekend. There's been like 3 straight with doubleheaders due to weather. Can Arkansas finally get something done down at Baton Rouge?
Well, they certainly can. They just show that whatever the circumstances, if you have to shuffle your pitching rotation or whatever, they just find ways. They've moved around their batting order. But I will say this, LSU should have swept Ole Miss last week. They're playing better baseball, and you look at the stats of Marceau and Labas, and then their third guy, who I guess has been a midweek. They have good pitching numbers, and they're hitting better. It's going to be really tough, and I've been calling for Arkansas to lose 2-1 in all these road series. So I'll flip it and say they'll win 2-1, but that probably means the opposite. But they certainly have the ability and capability to go down there and win the series.
I guess I should ask should they, because obviously they're capable at number 1 in the country. But that has been a place that has been a monkey on their back for sure. Or I should say a possum on their back is what I should say. So
yeah, their numbers really lopsided in this LSU series, and then they faced them in the postseason a lot of times and had a chance to win their first SEC tournament championship, and LSU's there to spoil it every time, it seems like.
All right, Tom, enjoy the weekend, enjoy the draft and the baseball, and we'll talk next week.
Outstanding. See y'all then.
All right, Tom Murphy with us from the Arkansas Democrat Gazette, and he joins us every Thursday here on The Morning Rush. We're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. We're going up there to spend a day at Gaston's next week. Looking forward to that. If you're going to be in the neighborhood at Gaston's and just want to stop in for a great meal, their weekend dinner specials begin tonight at Gaston's. You can call and make a reservation to enjoy a great meal that overlooks the White River. Their restaurant is awesome because every table's got a view of the White River. And go to Gastons.com, look at the full menu. But they got specials every week that begin on Thursday. The black and blue strip this week is on the specials that Chef Rick's putting out. Prime center cut New York strip that's going to get dredged in Cajun spices, then pan-seared and finished with herb blue cheese butter. Well, that sounds good. Crispy halibut cheeks, buffalo wahoo, and then, of course, Saturday night, their roast prime rib in a 12 or 16-ounce cut. Your choice at Gaston's White River Resort. Be sure and check out the full menu, and then also get your reservations so they can be ready for you by calling 870-431-5202. It's not just about great fishing and great lodging and the guides. It's about a great restaurant as well. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
This is Jay Billis of ESPN, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
It's the 43rd anniversary sale, April 23rd through May the 3rd at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Cash and carry on above-ground pools starting at $19.99 during the anniversary sale. Check out semi-in-ground pools for less than $10,000. Plus big savings on chemical packages available during the 43rd anniversary sale. It's all at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas. They're your source for backyard fun.
At any of the Clay Maxey companies, it's just an easy, customer-centered experience. We wanted to make it a one-stop shop, so we added Kawasaki and Can-Am and Hustler and Worldline. It's really been a nice add for us. We provide full service. We're doing pickup and delivery. We were able to add the Vexus line, which is a premier bass boat line. We want to make it easy. We want you to visit us at any of the Clay Maxey companies. Clay Maxey Ford and Harrison, Berryville, Motorsports, Marine, or Clay Maxey NWA.
Ramos Roofing is a local roofing company and have over 25 years of experience in the Oklahoma area. Are you looking for a residential or commercial roofing need? Ramos Roofing is the business you can trust, offering discounts for senior citizens, law enforcement, and healthcare workers. Ramos Roofing can help you with your insurance claim. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home. Call 479-420-9903. That's 479-420-9903 for Ramos Roofing.
What's cracking, Fort Smith? Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. Winter's over and I'm feeling like a spring chicken. So if your old ride's a rotten egg, don't let it spoil your spring. This month you could get an excellent deal on one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. I don't care if your old ride is fried, scrambled, or hard-boiled, because right now you could trade up when you trade it in, even if you're still making payments or you owe more than it's worth. My non-commissioned sales staff will help you trade in that bad egg and drive away sunny side up in a nicer, newer car for the same or possibly even lower monthly payment. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for spring in our Meineke Car Care Center with free AC checks, half-off brakes, and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. So hop into spring in a nicer, newer car, but hurry, a deal this good will spoil fast. Only at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends April 30th, 2021.
Introducing Budweiser Zero. 0% alcohol, 0 grams of sugar. Full Budweiser flavor. For all the moments you want a beer and need to stay on your game. Budweiser Zero. 0 alcohol, 0 compromise.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask Brandon Zimmerman in Barling or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith about Shelter's home insurance.
It's spring cleaning sale time at Jelco Outdoors. Save up to 75% off on selected clothing items. Summer and winter clothing for men, women, and children. Look for the orange clearance stickers with racks lined with savings. Footwear and archery items are included in the big spring clearance sale, going on now until it's gone. The boss says let's clear the racks during the spring cleaning sale at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Do you remember the joy you felt as a kid about pizza night? Remember how good it smelled? You could taste it even before you opened the box. And then that first bite. It was so good. Be the supper time savior. Order Jim's Razorback Pizza now. 434-3456. The best pizza in Fort Smith, or it's free.
Jim's Razorback Pizza. ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Note drives baseline, cut off, gets the shot to go anyway and draws the foul. What a move by J.D. Note.
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
You think about some great Razorback football players over the years that have had their name called in the NFL draft. If you could start with any of them, whether long-term, short-term, if you're an NFL GM, you're an executive, you're the owner, and you're looking at these former Razorbacks that have an opportunity to be drafted, who you starting with? That's next on the Morning Rush.
Hey, we're brought to you by real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell, local real estate agents that can help you in this red-hot real estate market right now, whether you're looking to buy or whether you're looking to sell your home or you're on the fence about what to do right now. Maybe you got a lot of questions. Problem is right now, they don't have enough inventory. So if you're thinking about selling your home, you should get in touch with Nick and Ellie because buyers are taking advantage of historically low interest rates. So your home has never been worth more. I'm amazed at the stories I hear day after day, town after town about, hey, I put my home on the market, or someone that was trying to buy a home and it was listed at, $199 and it ended up selling for $212, $215. That it got into a bidding war. It is amazing what's going on right now in the real estate market. Here's what you get when you hire Nick and Ellie to help sell your home. All the bells and whistles. Great photography work, professional video work with drone shots of your home and property to make sure it's marketed right, 3D home tours, open houses, social media blast, and a whole lot more. Your property is going to be marketed right to get the best offers. Find them on Facebook. They'll make sure your home's posted there, but you can find out more about Nick and Ellie there, or just go to nickandellie.com. That's nickandellie.com for real estate agents, Nick and Ellie Glidewell.
So Roger Goodell is making his way to the stage, and you're up. You're on the clock. Next. You got 5 minutes to decide you draft tonight. This isn't just a player. If you want to pick up a player tonight, that's fine, or if you want to pick a former Razorback tonight. But this is going to be the centerpiece of your franchise. This is going to be a big part of what your football team is moving forward. And again, we'll open it up a little bit. You can either pick a former Razorback or you can pick just someone in tonight's draft that you're really excited about, that you want your team to get. Give me a former Hog and then someone out of tonight.
First former Razorback I thought of, and I'm going to be smart, not emotional about the pick. Let's be smart like a general manager is supposed to be. To me, there's only one choice. I mean, if you want longevity, you want Pro Bowl level play. You want someone that is going to be durable and get the job done. Only one answer to me. That's Jason Peters. That's the guy you got to go with. The guy played tight end at Arkansas but played tackle in the NFL. There's the guy that's probably been as good a pro. I know he's a lineman, doesn't get a lot of stats and a lot of attention, but probably made as much money and done as much in the NFL as any former Hog there's ever been. I know people, you may point to a Dan Hampton or a Steve Atwater, and those are great names as well. But if I get one pick of one former Razorback to be my draft choice, give me Peters.
You brought up two of the guys that I was looking at, Mr. Dan Hampton, Hall of Famer, and Steve Atwater, also Hall of Famer.
Two good choices, but I just look at the consistency and the longevity and the most bang for your buck. The number of years you're going to get out of a guy, Peters is
Lloyd
the guy.
Phillips is up there. Billy Ray Smith. Yeah. I mean, there's a couple.
Those, a little before my time, but I can't argue any of those as well. But tackles can go for a decade or more.
I think about the National Football League. It breeds toughness. It breeds physicality. It breeds want to. And when it comes to that, I think Steve Atwater and Dan Hampton are up at the top of the list. But we know, as talented as skill players are in the defense side of football, safety is a skill player. You got to have the big uglies up front. Jason Peters is an excellent choice. You know what you're going to get the left tackle position for probably 15-plus years.
Well, that's why you're going to see left tackles, defensive ends, and quarterbacks early in every draft. I mean, just if you study it, that's who goes early.
There's not a lot of pass rushers and edge rushers in this draft. And if I'm a GM or executive or an owner, I loved what Dan Hampton used to bring to the table. I love the tenacity. I love the toughness. I love the anger that he used to play football with. And I think that plays in any era of the NFL or college football. And I think he would provide an excellent front for our defensive line. He would bring it. And so Dan Hampton, that's a 2. So we're going offense for you, defense for me.
Can't argue either one of those.
Now tonight, I know a lot of quarterbacks' names have been tossed around. Let's knock Trevor Lawrence out because I think that's the pretty easy consensus pick. Who are you taking tonight that you're like, man, this guy could be something at the next level? I really like him.
Someone other than Trevor Lawrence. Is Mac Jones been surrounded by great talent? I know he's a name that's risen above there, risen in the conversation. Let's kind of get some of my notes out that I had over here. And Orange was kind enough to give me one of these Our Lands draft guides. Man, this thing is thick and full of information.
Chock full of
it stuff. And I'm going to go right over here, and I'm going to flip over to the best-rated offensive lineman. I know a lot of people are going to look at Kyle Pitts, and that's a hot name. Tight ends generally don't go high. I mean, we just talked about pass rushers and pass protectors, and I'm looking here through their stuff, and who would you go with? You know, maybe Sean Byer out of Iowa, one of the top-rated linemen. Who else might you go? I'm just looking at who maybe they have up there, but I'd probably go with one of the linemen up top, just because, again, back to what I said a minute ago, longevity. Someone's going to be able to play for you a lot of years, so I'd probably go with an offensive lineman tonight.
Brad from Mountain Home, back to our last conversation, he said Steve Atwater. If I had my choice tonight, and I'm going to stay outside the quarterback, I'm excited to see what Justin Fields, what Zach Wilson, what Trevor Lawrence, and others could do. I loved watching, and I know the Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith, was unbelievable this past season. It's the reason he's first wide receiver to win that award since Desmond Howard in the early 90s. He was asked about his small frame and him being kind of frail, and he's like, it's not a weightlifting contest. We're playing football, and I loved his response. But I'm going to give 2 wide receivers that I watched throughout their SEC careers, that being Jalen Waddle and Jamar Chase. Now, Chase opted out this past season in preparation for this year, but if you watch this guy play, Jamar Chase, unbelievable talent. We saw Justin Jefferson as a rookie for the Minnesota Vikings go on a tear alongside Adam Thielen. I loved what I saw from Jamar Chase throughout his time at LSU, just a physical specimen. And then Jalen Waddle unfortunately got injured. I think it was against Tennessee in that opening kickoff. I want to see what those two guys can do. I'm going skill here just for the bedazzle, the fun, the dazzle, the spectacular showing that I watch these guys in college. There's nothing wrong with going boring and go offensive lineman because we've seen how pivotal that can pay off for teams over the years. And we know for all you Kansas City Chiefs fans, you saw as talented as your team was in the Super Bowl, when you don't have an offensive line, you're not going to win football games, even with the best quarterback in the NFL. So the offensive line move's not a bad one whatsoever.
You mentioned a couple names there a minute ago, but let me just ask you this question. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. Which one would you take first as a wide receiver?
I would probably take Jamar Chase because I just like him better. And not to say I don't like watching Jalen Waddle or Devontae Smith. And you remember I was screaming from the hilltops that Devontae Smith should win the Heisman Trophy based on what I watched him play, and we were on the fence if Mac was going to win it or not. I just like what Jamar Chase brings to the table, both in speed, size, and physicality. Now, I can't break it down like a Rich Eisen or a Marshall Faulk or a Shannon Sharp or somebody. Pick an NFL analyst on any network, but I'm excited about tonight, and I'm excited where these guys land, and we'll see if they can have some good rookie seasons like we saw from Justin Jefferson, like we saw from Chase Young and some other talents in this past NFL draft. But coming up,
should be fun tonight.
Yeah, we'll talk to Richard Davenport. By the way, it is on tonight. ESPN Arkansas, Hit That Line. Is it on Hit That Line or no?
Yes.
Just ESPN.
Yeah,
and hitthatline.com. We're broadcasting that. Stay with us. RD, Richard Davenport, joins us next.
So, you upgraded to the elevated ride of the 2021 Toyota Highlander.
New Highlander, Mr. D?
Yeah, figured it was time for something nicer, more refined.
Look at this thing. I mean, that moonroof is pretty sweet.
It's extremely stylish.
That's not all. As you can see, it has leather seats, dual-zone climate control,
and comes with all the latest tech.
And Android Auto. Check out this 12.3-inch touchscreen. Great for navigation, hands-free communication, music.
Awesome.
The Highlander also has loads of space and even a third-row seat.
Did I see 5 USB ports?
You sure did, buddy.
Perfect place for your daughter's new boyfriend.
This is so embarrassing.
Elevate every ride in the new 2021 Highlander.
Get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease a new 2021 Highlander L for only $279 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and N5321.
It's time for some straight talk. Sure, saving money feels good, but cutting your wireless bill in half, that feels really good. Like walk-off home run in the 9th inning kind of good. Okay, maybe not that good, but pretty darn good. With Straight Talk, you can get 25 gigs of high-speed data for $45 a month, up to 50% less than the other guys. Plus, no contract. All on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot when you could pay half? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer. The biggest selection, the best values, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. No one beats the selection at Harry Robinson with over 500 vehicles of all makes and models in stock today. Some as low as 500 miles, many less than 10,000 miles with full factory warranty. Pre-owned trucks, SUVs, and great vehicles of all makes and models are ready now at Harry Robinson. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Owning an LS tractor is about a lot of things.
For me, it's about lift capacity.
It's about the hydraulics.
Owning an LS, it's about how well it's made.
Steel, baby. More features.
Standard features.
It's about the land.
Having something passed down.
It's about having pride in my work.
It's about owning the best.
LS Tractor. What's it about for you?
Discover what LS Tractors are all about at our track, Arkansas's oldest LS Tractor dealer on I-40 exit 58 Clarksville, or visit ourtrackwithac.com.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
Peachtree Hospice is now Heart of Hospice. We're still the same compassionate team you've come to know and trust. As Heart of Hospice, it's our goal to transform end-of-life care for patients and families in Western Arkansas and Eastern Oklahoma by providing physical, emotional, and spiritual support tailored to the patient's needs and wishes. Peachtree Hospice is now Heart of Hospice, still providing compassionate care when it's needed the most. Call us today at 844-464-0411.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Call Kohler & Green Insurance today in Fort Smith at 484-9888 and Kohler & Green Insurance in Van Buren at 474-9888.
Evans Body Shop is ready to work for you. Bring us your cars, your trucks, your SUVs, and we will get them back to like-new condition just in time for all of the good times that come with spring and summer. No time to come by for an estimate? Visit our website and utilize our mobile estimating tool. We will keep you updated and informed throughout the repair process, and you can pick up your freshly repaired and detailed vehicle with the peace of mind that our lifetime paint warranty provides. Come by and see us today at 412 Gordon Avenue, Van Buren.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
Did you invest in real estate only to find out that real estate takes up too much of your time? If you answered yes, then it's time to make a call to the experts. With more than 30 years of combined property management experience and more than 16,000 units managed, Trinity Multifamily are the ones to call. Get your life back. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we still have the elevated chances for showers and thunderstorms in place with locally heavier rainfall that could lead to flooding. Some of the higher totals for today, the further south that you go with this front. And high temperatures are ranging from the low to mid-70s. Still a chance for a few showers or thunderstorms through early tonight. Lows are falling upper 40s to the mid-50s. I'm Jennifer Naramore with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Listen to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown. Now every weekday from 11 to 1. You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Sportsman. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
Or the three technique, and we're going to find out, Rich Eisen.
Nobody's on the phone. Nobody is on the phone, but the commissioner's
Maybe
at the podium. Right.
Right. With the fourth pick in the 2008 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select Darren McFadden, running back, Arkansas.
You knew the reaction would be loud, and it is. As the player that most people say is the most talented, with the biggest upside in the draft, is selected by the Raiders.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
hitthatline.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Hi, guys. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy? What's wrong?
Lloyd! The Morning Rush starts right now.
It's hour number 3 of The Morning Rush. Going to go to the phone lines in just a bit and welcome in Richard Davenport on a Recruiting Thursday, Tommy.
Hey, the 43rd anniversary sale's underway at Burton Pools and Spas. Part of their celebration is they're giving away, they've recently started carrying Louisiana grills. These are a high-end, feature-rich pellet grill. Control it from your phone, plenty of square inches of grilling space. This is a cooking machine. It's everything you dreamed of. We're giving one away right now. Go to hitthatline.com. You'll see the tab for grill giveaway. You sign up. We got between now and May the 7th for the grill giveaway. So you don't want to miss this. You can get all the details at hitthatline.com. Go to Burton Pools and Spas, any of their social media. You'll find the link there as well. But they now have all the Louisiana grills. So if you've been looking for a pellet smoker, pellet grill, these things can smoke down at 150, 180 degrees, all the way up to 600 degrees for searing off a steak. They got them. And you can check that out. They got the big green eggs. But during the anniversary sale, a lot of other things going on. Above-ground pools, semi-in-ground pools, all on sale. They got chemical packages. If you've already got a pool and you need the stuff to make it look crystal clear this summer, that's on sale as well. So check out the 43rd anniversary sale. Now through May the 3rd, we'll give away the grill on May the 7th with Burton Pools and Spas, Springdale, and in Fort Smith, your source for backyard fun.
RD, appreciate you joining us as always, buddy. Arkansas got some good news earlier this week. 2 defensive tackles up front. What can you tell us about the young men that have decided that Arkansas is where they want to finish school?
Well, Markel UT from Little Rock Parkview obviously signed with Missouri in 2016 with Barry Odom. So Barry Odom obviously knows Markel very well and knows his talent. And he before he chose to be a Razorback, Iowa, Texas Tech, Michigan, Indiana, West Virginia, and several others reached out to him. But I think it was a no-brainer from day one when he entered the portal that Arkansas would be his first look at a school, and he just respects the heck out of Coach Odom tremendously, and it's a good marriage, so to speak. And then Johnny Ridgway, he was probably the hottest defensive tackle in the portal until he announced for Arkansas. He got an offer from Arkansas, and then Texas, USC, Tennessee, I think Penn State, numerous others came offering. So that was a big get because he was so wanted by so many of the Power 5 schools, all 6'6", 325 of him. He was all Missouri Conference, Valley Conference as a sophomore, and last year had a good season. 22 tackles, 3 tackles for losses, but I say last season during the spring season. That's only in 4 games, so that's pretty impressive numbers, even just for 4 games. But 2 good pickups. Coach Pittman's been saying for the longest that they were going to the portal to get some defensive linemen, and that's obviously what they were able to do.
More portal news for Arkansas football, RD. George Caratan has put his name in the portal, according to Hogbeat. I think you guys over at Whole Hog Sports had that as well. What's Arkansas potentially losing? And if I remember, this guy was pretty highly recruited.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously he's transferring for a reason, and if he was the guy, he wouldn't be transferring. So obviously Arkansas is still in good shape there. So yeah, I mean his credentials were pretty good, but evidently he's not the guy, and he's going to try to be the guy somewhere else.
RD, let me ask you this: so help us out with the scholarship distribution and kind of where Arkansas football is at right now. I think they have 4 open scholarships. Is that correct?
Well, with the guys transferring and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the exact number in front of me, but I do expect maybe another ad or 2 from the portal. I don't know. We'll see.
So Tommy and I were wondering this earlier, and we wanted to save this for you. How does that work? Because I know you can only sign like 25 guys over. Yeah, like do they blue shirt them? Explain to our audience how that works when a scholarship guy enters the portal and that scholarship opens up.
Well, usually it goes towards the following year, as far as a signing class. So that's usually how it works, unless it happens before you sign in January or in December or February.
Yeah. Richard Davenport with us here on the Morning Rush. Earlier this week, there was some news on 5-star player Kajani Wright out of Los Angeles, 6'9", 215-pound. power forward. Arkansas's made the cut along with a list of a lot of blue blood schools. What do you think Arkansas's chances are of landing this 5-star player to come to Fayetteville all the way from Los Angeles?
Well, I mean, like you said, top 7, but I reported just shortly after he announced his top 7 that he would be making an official visit to Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
So that's huge in itself. And I was talking to his coach, Doug Joseph, from the Compton Magic, and just the relentless recruiting of him from Coach Muss and the staff made a major impact on him. And just the style of play is very attractive. And then there's some mutual friendships that they know that know Coach Musselman. Pete Davis, who played for Coach Musselman's dad, is very well known to the Compton Magic, and and matter of fact, I was communicating with him, and he was just raving about Kajani. But there's there's some people that know Coach Muss that obviously it can help with Arkansas with Johnny, but and just the constant contact, the style of play, and Coach Muss's reputation is a big part of the reason why he's going to make an official visit to Arkansas.
And just reading from your report, if he signed with Arkansas, he'd be the highest recruit to do so since Bobby Portis, who was ranked number 16 in the 2013 class. Here's one other paragraph from your article at Whole Hog Sports I found interesting, that Kajani was one of 11 nominees for the USA Today's High School Sports Los Angeles Boys Basketball Player of the Year as a sophomore. That's pretty noteworthy right there.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's you think about it, it's like Bryson Warren from Little Rock Central winning the Coach's Player of the Year overall in the state of Arkansas. It's rare for a sophomore to be nominated, much less win one of those awards. But obviously, in the city of Los Angeles,
right.
You're talking about a population that's bigger than the state of Arkansas. So that is a huge honor to
Johnny,
be nominated.
ESPN has him rated number 2 power forward, number 16 overall player right now. So be a big give. To Richard, to me, it's a big deal just that you made the cut and you're in that group and you're listed amongst these other schools like USC, like Stanford. Let me go back to this: Texas, Kansas. I mean, good list of schools that you're in the cut with. And the big deal is what you said first: you're getting a visit.
Yeah, I mean that's huge. I mean, let's face it. I'm talking to Doug, and I'll have more in tomorrow's column from Doug about this. Talking about Doug Joseph, the coach of Compton Magic. You also, you're talking about an LA kid, and they're coming to Fayetteville for a visit. The image of Arkansas is still Arkansas in a lot of people's minds.
Right.
So that until they get to Fayetteville and realize, okay, well, hey, this is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but still, you're going from L.A. to Fayetteville as far as population is going to be totally different than the pace of life and stuff like that. But still, it is huge, and it reflects Coach Musselman and the staff's ability to connect with the kids, and just kids nowadays want to know that they're wanted, and there's so many kids that I talk to, probably about every kid that I talk to, and every kid that you see on the internet being recruited by Arkansas, they're always saying Arkansas is one of the schools that's recruiting me the hardest. That's what you got to do, especially if you're Arkansas. But with his NBA background and the NBA background of other staff members, that's a huge deal to kids too.
He's in the 22 class, right?
22 class, and yeah, I mean, I don't know how this 22 class is going to pan out. I really don't, because you got a strong 22 class in state, and they're on so many 22 kids out of state. I have no idea how it's going to pan out.
As Nolan used to say, things will work themselves out. But I'm just thinking, you get a player like Kajani Wright, and then everything else that's working. If Muss had those commitments coming here, I don't care what job. I don't care if the Lakers opens up. He's staying to see that thing through right there, I would think, knowing what would be on the way for anyone worried about another job luring him away, something out west. If you see something happen at UCLA, I don't care what. That's the kind of talent that also keeps a coach in place.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. And I'll just say this. Coach Joseph sent me a picture of Kajani, and it was him flexing, during a workout. And, oh, my gosh, he looked like he looks like he has an NBA body right now. It was very impressive. And, a lot of people listening, and I did initially, 215 pounds. I was talking to Doug was telling me he's about 228, and that fits what I saw in the picture, because he was flexing, and his upper body, everything was very toned. He looked like a man.
RD, before we let you go, does Eric Musselman get an in-state or out-of-state 5-star first? I know Nick Smith is kind of teetering on that line. Or does Sam Pittman get a 5-star offensive line first to commit to the U of A? Which one happens quicker?
You always kill me with these questions, because I'm not.
Or does Ty eat a burrito before noon?
Probably.
Which happens?
I'm getting barbecue, I think, in Texarkana.
Ty with a burrito or something, yeah. unhealthy before noon. But man, hey, roll the dice or flip a coin. I don't know. I just know that Coach Muss is on a lot of high-profile kids. Kajani's not the only 5-star they're after. But, yeah, I mean, hey, it's doable by either one. I really believe that.
So does Roy Williams hanging it up at North Carolina help Arkansas with Nick Smith? Because, I heard there was a good relationship that had been built there.
And Nick even said that in an interview. I think it does. Now, obviously, he's got to start. I'm sure Davis was recruiting him too, or maybe talking to him. I don't know. But now he's got to start over with a relationship with him. So, in talking to his dad and talking to Nick, they say that he's open. And but usually it comes down to 4, 5, 6 schools. I think Arkansas will be in that mix when it's all said and done. But who will be the final school, I couldn't tell you right now.
Richard, appreciate it as always, buddy. And we'll do it again next week, talk a little NFL draft, see where Felipe, Jonathan, and Rakeem and others end up.
Sounds good. See you guys.
Feels like with guys like Nick Smith, Johnny Wright, perhaps, that we talked about a moment ago from Los Angeles, maybe how Moses Moody does and him having a good draft coming up and no perception at all of, this year hurt him in any way, and it shouldn't. He had a great year. That coming to Arkansas and you can be a one and done and elevate your stock can happen here. I mean, that's what needs to happen out of this draft for Muss in this program.
You remember where he was ranked in the recruiting rankings? And do you know where he's projected like now? You can just say lottery if you want to treetop it.
Well, I mean, he's projected now as high as 7th is what I've seen.
Where was he? Do you remember where he was?
44th or something like that.
High 40s, high 50s.
Yeah, 44th is what I remember.
So to say,
and I've seen. I mean, I know there's different ones, but I've seen 7th in some of these projections for the draft.
You don't even have to say it didn't hurt Moses coming up.
Right.
It helped.
Well, but the only thing that matters is where do you end up being drafted? So in the end, is he drafted in the top 15 of this draft?
Is that June? When's the NBA draft?
June.
Did the same thing.
Look that up. June something. All right. Brought to you by NWA Gold and Silver, Bentonville, Fayetteville, and in Fort Smith. Hey, they're looking for your gold, your silver, your diamond earrings, your engagement rings, things that you're looking to sell that you don't need any longer, gold or silver coins. They can turn those into cash for you today. If you're looking to buy gold or silver items, looking to buy that diamond engagement ring, those diamond earrings, they can help you with those as well. You'll find them at 1130 North Walton in Bentonville, Nelson's Crossing by Jason's Deli in Fayetteville, and on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. The price of gold's never been at a higher point than it is right now. So get the most at NWA Gold and Silver. Bentonville, Fayetteville, and in Fort Smith, that's NWA Gold and Silver, the people that pay the most.
July 29th, 2021.
It was the end of the month. I just couldn't tell you the exact date.
Yeah. So that's when the NBA draft is. But we do have the NFL draft in front of us tonight. And I asked the question earlier. We didn't get to it, but we'll get to it now. If you were getting drafted tonight or at any point this week, and you picked out your own wardrobe. Now, there is not a set in stone, this is what you have to wear this week. You can wear whatever you want. Pull Brett Favre wore jorts and T-shirts. He didn't even go to the draft. He stayed at home with his family. And I don't know if you would go to Cleveland, Ohio, and make the trek up there, or if you'd stay at home in Fort Smith, Hot Springs, Lavaca, Waldron, Fayetteville, Springdale, whatever your hometown is or wherever you're living right now. If you do that, just put yourself in these young men's shoes tonight. What would you wear? Alan in Alma, Tommy said he'd wear his camo. I can see a lot of Arkansans walking up in their camo and their hunting gear and their fishing gear, just getting up in their waders and just waddling them up there and shaking hands with the double vaccinated Roger Goodell. The NFL has made sure that message has jumped down our throats. But Ezekiel Elliott wore that crop top. SmackDown, what did you think of Zeke's crop top suit where he was showing his belly?
I mean, I'm on board with it. If you got the six-pack to show it, go for it, my friend.
Would you wear a crop top suit ever?
I would wear it one time.
Just
and
once?
I'm sure nobody else would want to see me wear it again.
Okay. I wore.
But you got a keg, though.
Yeah, most of my stuff already makes me look like it.
Yeah.
Most of my
It's not
stuff
an
already is
intended crop top.
No, it's not an intended crop top.
It's an altered
Yeah,
crop top.
Yeah, right.
I got you.
I dress
That's why
up.
when I called the Hogs, I got to get extra long shirts because every time I go, whoop,
It becomes a crop top.
yeah.
I got you.
I-
I'm with you.
I always wear a suit and tie during weddings just because that's
Yeah.
just what I do. But I remember my parents were seething in anger when they saw me walk across on stage at Arkansas, and I was wearing a polo shirt, khaki shorts, and tennis shoes.
Yep.
And my dad and stepmom were like, "Who's that kid?" That's what, because they can't see because they're up in the stands, and it's like, "Oh, that's our son."
Yeah.
You
Great.
wore shorts to your college graduation?
Yep. Khaki shorts and a polo. That to me is dressing up. What I'm wearing right now, this Hawaiian Razorback shirt and this khaki shorts, and that to me is adequate for a special event.
My mom would.
That's a special event.
Yeah. It's going from
I would have been
behind
hung to
it.
die if I'd have done that at my
Well,
my
you covered
graduate
up in
college graduation.
in the robe or what do you call it? Your graduation robe. I mean,
Yeah. But you can see the tennis shoes or whatever, and they were not happy about that. And they
What
weren't
kind
happy.
of tennis? Were they at least nice tennis shoes, or were they old beaten up?
No, they're old beaten up
Okay, that
shoes.
changes. Yeah.
They're old beaten up shoes. Would you wear a seersucker suit?
Would
have
I?
You, have you or would
I have
you?
not. Would I? Depends on the circumstance. Probably not. I wouldn't. Not unless you made me.
Okay. Question. What's a seersucker? I saw you had this in here. What? I have no idea what
It's
that
a
is.
specific type of cloth, and it's got the blue
the pinstripes,
the
yeah.
blue
Okay. All
pinstripes.
right.
Yeah.
I saw that in the rundown this morning. I had no
Blue
idea
and
what
white
that
pinstripe.
meant.
Very fine pinstripes.
We
generally.
talked about jorts a little bit. What about like having logos inside? Like you having like a BB Badger inside.
I'd be good with that.
Custom made
suit.
Morning
Kind
rush.
of like Muss's loudmouth last night.
Mm-hmm.
John Daly suit.
Or it looks like a normal suit, and then you open it up and it's got all these different logos and stuff inside. That's something.
I mean, it's your one chance. I mean, I definitely go. So if I'm in that position, you're going to be drafted first round. You're going to get your moment in the sun. You definitely go. You don't skip that. You owe it to yourself, but you also owe it to your family and everyone that drove you to practice, was there, late to pick you up from the gym, whatever it was for all those years to get you that moment. Let them have their moment too.
Yeah.
Let mom and dad and grandma and grandpa and whoever have that moment to be proud of you. Don't take that away from them. Because there's a lot of people that poured a lot into you to get to that moment. So I definitely do it because it's not just you that got there. And you can't lose sight of that because no one does it alone. No one gets to that moment by themselves.
So you're saying I should lift the ban of Baylor Brad being allowed on this program to show our audience that, and I've been very open and honest that I would not be here without my father and stepmom and mom, but you're saying that should I turn that around and use that to myself and say that he should be allowed to call in or talk, even though I've told him he shouldn't?
He might not want to. He might not want to bring his own reputation down. He might be protecting himself.
We'll get him on halftime.
That's not.
Well, that would probably be a better way to elevate his profile.
Say that's not my son. I don't know.
Or better yet, call Ruskin and Zach.
I don't know who. I don't know who that is. That's
Isn't it
not
Zach's
my
birthday
son.
today?
It is Zach. It is Zach Arn's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Happy 65th, Zach Arns.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, man, because you don't have many years left.
Wow.
877-377-6963. More of the Morning Rush heading your way next.
Nobody compares to you.
Y'all are more important right now to the public than you've ever been, and just keep up the good work. We enjoy the banter and the jokes and the carrying on. It's just a blast.
Nobody compares to you.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell it in an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building your next fence. The Fence Man recently built new gates for my existing fence. The whole process was easy, quick, and most importantly, affordable. Plus, 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit is now available with The Fence Man. If you need a new fence, gate, or anything that involves a fence, call The Fence Man, 479-7.
Dandy white perch, big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Doe's Eat Place, serving award-winning steaks, has now added lobster tail and salmon to the menu. You can also enjoy delicious appetizers along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday, 5 till 9, and Friday and Saturday, 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Call 784-9111. That's 784-9111. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith about Shelter's home insurance.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen, or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
I chose Ashley Air just because I've always wanted to work for the best. I asked a lot of folks at my church who the best heat and air company is, and 90% of the people I talked to said Ashley was the best. So I wanted to work for the best.
Great things are happening at Ashley Air. We're looking for skilled service and installation technicians for our Fort Smith and Northwest Arkansas locations. We're willing to pay the right person up to $5,000 in hiring bonuses. To apply online, visit our website at ashley.air.com.
AshleyAir.com.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch, dinner, and brunch. Open 7 days a week, both on the heated patio and the cozy dining room. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 to 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Shot clock winding down, 5 to shoot. Backdoor lob to Justin Smith. Smith throws it down, and the Hawks go up by 6.
You're home for Razorback baseball all season long right here. HitThatLine.com.
SEC Media Days was announced yesterday. It's going to be starting on July the 19th, and it'll be through the 22nd. Tommy, correct me if I'm wrong. Has Arkansas? It's been a while since they've gone on the last day, right?
It rotates. I don't remember. I mean, it rotates. Always dreaded the year Arkansas was going to go last day, last rotation, because then you're there. I mean, at least if on the last day, when I've been to that thing 13, 14, whatever it is, but more than a dozen times, you can unplug the wires and at 9:01, wheels up, baby, back to the natural state. Man, if it was last day, last rotation, you're there. Because it's a full 8 hours back.
I just thought about that because
yeah, think if you were there till 3 o'clock because you can't not be there for the Arkansas coach.
Might have to do the show.
One of these years, that's going to happen.
Friday from Birmingham.
Well, then you're that much further away. So I don't know.
But if it ends at 3, I'm not trying to drive back and get home at what time would that be? 8 hours, right?
It's 8 hours, yeah.
Yeesh.
But no, you got to. It's
listen, someone has to do it. I'll sacrifice my sleep
I
habits
don't know.
to get
so
over there.
One of these years, that's going to happen. So that'll be the year you don't want to go.
We'll see what happens.
You live for that event. That's your deal.
I love that. Now I have to redeem.
I've done my time. I've grown out of it.
So can we go and set in stone that I'll make the trip down there?
I don't want to make the trip.
All right, I'll do it. Listen, I'll sacrifice and
you're in. Trust me,
in.
you can go. SEC Media Days, you can go.
Here's the
that one's all you, baby.
Here's the problem that
I'll go to Omaha. You can go to that one.
We'll figure something out. Here's the problem though. So you can kind of coast on the last day on Thursday, and typically Wednesday night is when the fun is for Arkansas and other sports media members. And at one point I was doing halftime, midday show, not having to wake up as early. There's no Eastern time over there in Birmingham. It's regular. I got to be rip-roaring and ready to go. So I'm going to have to figure something out that Wednesday night.
All right, well, at least for Cinco de Mayo, you'll have 2 options this year.
That's
Joe's
already
Grill.
figured out.
I know Cinco de Mayo is May the 5th, but Joe's Grill and Cantina is going to make it easy on you this year because they're going to celebrate May 4th and 5th. So that's coming up next week, May 4th and 5th, 2 days of fun at Joe's Grill and Cantina, live music with Flash, and then 2 great days of fiesta fun, $1 tacos, half-price apps and taps, $2 margaritas for Cinco de Mayo. That's May 4th and 5th at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Because they got Taco Tuesday on the 4th and then the 5th, so they're gonna make a 2-day event of Cinco de Mayo. So May 4th and 5th, celebrating Cinco de Mayo at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Next week, that's 3400 South 74th Street, right across from Harps in Fort Smith. So if you're looking for a place to go for Cinco de Mayo, make it Joe's Grill and Cantina.
One of the cool parts about SEC Media Days, you get to speak with all the coaches, and I'm not going to be dressed appropriately. I'll be dressed obnoxiously in some sort of Hawaiian shirt. But if you were given the opportunity, what would you ask Coach Pittman? There's a good text in from B.A. and Conway earlier. How hard is it to sell the Arkansas program to high-level recruits? We were talking about that with RD, Tommy, with Kajani Wright, who is a 5-star kid in California, probably never been to Arkansas in his entire life. Now, one thing, the luxury about high-level...
Land them at night at X&A.
Yeah. Tommy, one luxury about...
Bring them in through Bentonville.
Yeah. Take them around the cool stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of AAU tournaments in Little Rock and Northwest Arkansas. So a lot of basketball, high-level basketball recruits either have a teammate, a family member, or they themselves have been to Arkansas. So they know it's not all farmland. Not that there's anything wrong with farmland or anything, but
if you're from L.A., you don't see a lot of farmland.
Yeah, you're attracted to certain qualities, and the University of Arkansas and Northwest Arkansas has a lot of those. But football-wise, there's not a lot of events in Northwest Arkansas that high-level athletes are chomping at the bit to go to. It's different for basketball in Little Rock and NWA. And so if you're Sam Pittman, Tommy, again, a great question from B.A. and Conway, how hard is it, do you think, is to sell these kids who either have not been or have no idea what the University of Arkansas has to offer, not just within the football program?
I think it's and listen, I've heard some of these coaches talk about this and others, when you brought them into X&A before, and you used to go through, Cave Springs, somewhere out there. It's kind of a rural area, and like I said, farmland, and you kind of dropped in out there at 412, and really important now. You kind of go through and take the long way, take the scenic route.
Mm-hmm.
See Top Golf, see the Amp, see all these things, see all the restaurants, show them the Walmart home office. That may not impress the kid, but that's going to impress mom and dad. Show them everything that there is to do in Benton County, because Benton County and Washington County are two separate things. So, I mean, when you've got a kid flying in, you want to make sure you show them everything that there is up in the Benton County area too. So, take the scenic route out of the airport. So
I think that's
a long way around.
A good way to put it. What's the most attractive thing about non-Arkansas football related stuff if you're a potential high school recruit? Is it do you just say Top Golf?
Well, I think you want to say, hey, we got some things here. I mean, things to do. I mean, they want to know when they're not doing football and they're not doing classwork that there's things to see and things to do, that they're going to enjoy and then go with their classmates to do. So, cultural stuff. But and mom and dad want to know they got things other than Dixon Street. So I think that's important for them. Hey, big weekend of sports. It starts tonight with the draft. And you can hear it here on the radio. You got baseball coming up this weekend. A lot of stuff over the next few weeks and months. Hey, if you don't have your television situation set, if your cable bill keeps rising, you're out of contract with your current provider, call WOW now, 877-305-DISH. If you're paying north of $100, it's time to make the move and save money every month. You're $130, $140 a month. You can save $30, $40, $50 a month with World Wireless and DISH, plus get a $100 Visa gift card with World Wireless. 877-305-DISH. Be installed before the weekend with World of Wireless. 877-305-DISH.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Ty, you're one of the best up-and-coming young talents in the broadcasting industry. You really do your homework.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
It's the 43rd anniversary sale, April 23rd through May the 3rd at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Cash and carry on above-ground pools starting at $19.99 during the anniversary sale. Check out semi-in-ground pools for less than $10,000. Plus big savings on chemical packages available during the 43rd anniversary sale. It's all at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas. They're your source for backyard fun.
This is Brett Good, former Razorback and Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. Everyone loves to be on a winning team. That is why I have joined Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Henderson Phillips can help you tackle all your employee benefit, health insurance, and staffing management solutions. Plus, I can help you with any commercial or personal insurance need. Come join my team at Henderson Phillips. Call me, Brett Good, at 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Picture a can of paint. Now picture a professional painter. Now picture a can of paint from the paint store in Van Buren, perfectly applied by a professional or possibly you. Painting your house could be a pain, and people who think painting as a pain prefer professional paint and pointers from the paint store in Van Buren. The paint store has the best Richards paint and expertly picked colors specifically for you. Need a professional product or a professional? It's the paint store in Van Buren.
In the mood for a top shelf night, 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge has your number. Sit back, relax, and enjoy select wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails in a rich, comfortable, sanitized setting with state-of-the-art air filtration. Indulge in one of their delicious appetizers, sandwiches, salads, or specialty items for carry-out or dine-in. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Stop by 906 Garrison Avenue in Fort Smith. 906 Garrison in Fort Smith. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith.
When was the last time you looked forward to seeing the dentist? Well, if it's been a while or you haven't had the best of experience with dentistry, meet Marcy Van Ash McKinney in Family Dentistry. They take care of it all. Crowns, bonding, dentures, bleaching, and cosmetic dentistry. They even offer oral consciousness sedation available for your comfort. That's Marcy Van Ash McKinney Family Dentistry at 807 South 21st. Call for an appointment today, 494-7600. That's 494-7600.
fitness will always be about keeping a routine. And the best routines in life will always make time for enjoying yourself. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told you.
Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beers. Beer in Texas. St. Louis, Missouri.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Are you looking for a new place to call home? Whether you're looking for an apartment, duplex, townhome, or a house, Trinity Multifamily has you covered. They even have options in surrounding states, from Texas to Michigan and Kansas to Tennessee. If you're looking for a new place to call home, make Trinity Multifamily your first call at 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
The biggest selection, the best values, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. No one beats the selection at Harry Robinson, with over 500 vehicles of all makes and models in stock today. Some as low as 500 miles, many less than 10,000 miles with full factory warranty. Pre-owned trucks, SUVs, and great vehicles of all makes and models are ready now at Harry Robinson. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Stewart's open. Stewart. One on the shot clock. Thurman beat it. Oh! He got it! Three-pointer!
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Brought to you by Breeden RV Center. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
Gonna wrap up a recruiting Thursday edition of the Morning Rush. Coming up, we've had some good topics so far today, and we'll recap those and think about what's going on tomorrow and this weekend.
Brought to you by real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell. If you've noticed homes go up for sale, the signs don't stay in the yards long if you've been looking around your neighborhood, because there's not a lot of inventory on the market. I've been amazed just watching things, how they happen. A home goes on the market, and then it's not uncommon for a house to sell for $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 above asking price. I mean, things get into bidding wars right now, and that's going on in different cities, different counties, different parts of the state. So if you're looking to sell your home, you're thinking about it right now, it's a red-hot market. You need to call the pros. That's real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell. They are looking for more homes to list. And if you're looking to buy a home, they can help you with that as well. Historic low interest rates are fueling this red-hot market right now. So if you're thinking about selling your home, you need the experts, and that's Nick and Ellie, because here's what you get. All the bells and whistles when you go with Nick and Ellie. Great photography work, so when people look online, they see your home in its best light, and they're interested. They want to come see it. They want to make an offer. Great drone work, overhead shots. You got to have that anymore. If you don't, then people think you're not showing them something. There's a reason why. 3D home tours, open houses, social media blast. That's what it takes. That's what they do, and that's why they get the job done for you. Find out more about Nick and Ellie Glidewell and why they can get your home sold for you and do it fast at nickandellie.com. That's nickandellie.com. Find them on Facebook as well. Hire them to sell your home. That's real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell.
We drafted Arkansas Razorbacks former ones this morning for our imaginary NFL franchise. You said Jason Peters.
No
I
question.
said Dan Hampton. You said the Iowa offensive lineman tonight, and I said I like Jamar Chase or Jalen Waddle potential tonight. We had some questions for Sam at SEC Media Days. If you haven't heard, it's going to be July 22nd is when Arkansas and Sam Pittman will be up for that. Had some good questions from our listeners this morning. And then this was also fun to get into. That's all this stuff is going in the Bud Light Seltzer Morning Rush podcast, by the way. What you'd be wearing to the NFL draft. Now, we didn't get yours. What are you? Are you just going to wear that? That's professional enough.
My Razorback pullover?
Yeah, and a
with
polo
with a Columbia fishing shirt.
That
Why
works.
not?
It's
Be
easy.
me, you know.
Just that's the key.
Flip flops.
Be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself.
That's the key to all this. JW, if you got drafted by an NFL franchise, what would you be wearing when you went up and shook Roger Goodell's hand?
Well, I wouldn't be wearing it necessarily. But what I would want is my player. It's a first round or second round draft pick from Arkansas. I distinctly know what I want him to be wearing. I want him to be wearing a black pinstripe suit with a gray, silver gray shirt with a matching vest. He needs to have a Razorback tie, a black tie with little Razorbacks on it. Whatever kind of kicks he feels comfortable in, probably some kind of pennies of some variety. And to focus in on him, looking really classy, having that homage to Arkansas, I think that would do just wonders for recruiting. And, you know, Ty, as far as giving you advice anymore, I heard this phrase the other day that I think I'm just going to leave it at that. It's called trust the process. I think it'll take care of itself. Anyway, you have a great morning.
That's a great phrase. And speaking of advice, Tommy, I need some help. Let's get this music playing. A little smooth jazz.
You've come to the right place.
Yeah. So after the program, I'm going to be trekking about 8.5 hours through wind, rain, and fire to get down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, because that's what I do on a regular basis. Is I'll drive and make sure we get the best content possible for ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com, as you can hear Smackdown groan and grimace in the background. I think I'm going to stop in Texarkana, Arkansas for a little food.
Yeah.
And I've gotten 2 recommendations so far. And if anyone else has any recommendations, not just in Texarkana, but Baton Rouge or surrounding areas this weekend, Bruce in Nashville says Fat Jack's. Either of you gentlemen been to Fat Jack's?
Now, is Fat Jack's a there's a Fat Jack's in Hot Springs, too.
Okay.
I think there's one in Texarkana. So I've been to the one in Hot Springs, and I believe that's their parent store in Texarkana. So, yes, I've had it. If it's the same thing I'm thinking of, try the crawfish bread as yes, very good, as a appetizer. It's Cajun-esque fare, seafood fare. So, yeah, you'll like it.
Chat. The other one is...
Get the mac and cheese. It's really good.
Naaman's Barbecue from Ben and Barling. It's a recommendation. Nothing?
I mean, you had me at barbecue, but, I mean, the closer you get to Texas, though, I mean, you got to try the brisket. I mean, if you're going to go down there, you get that would be my recommendation. I don't know if that's on the Arkansas or Texas side, maybe even Louisiana. I mean, well, you're in Texarkana?
Yeah, on the way to Texarkana, because I'm taking that route.
I mean, you're going to get down there in that Arklatex area, but try the brisket. If you're going to go in a barbecue house, get the brisket.
Okay.
Texas brisket.
So then we'll get down there. I got all Arkansas stuff. It's all red stuff packed. Is that a good idea, or am I asking to get? You asked us about the black eyes earlier. If I'll come back 0, 1, or 2.
Yeah.
Depends on if my mouth gets a little chatty Cathy or not.
Yeah.
Is that a good idea? Are LSU fans that mean? Am I going to get a whiskey bottle thrown in my head like Clay Henry? That was
you
Tiger
talk about how big and tough you are, and you're built different. So let's just see how big you are. How big an old boy are you?
I mean, I'd like to come back with my eyesight. I know we've discussed before that the future of mine is bright, so sometimes I can't see, but I would like to have my 20/20 vision still with me by the time I get back to Arkansas, if that's possible. That's doable. I'm a little worried. My car's got a Razorback license plate on the front of it. There's a chance the glass gets broken.
Perhaps. Yeah, there's a chance.
It's just part of it. Yeah. So what advice do you have to a strong 6-foot alpha male that's making his way down to Baton Rouge this weekend?
Here's the thing. I can give a lot of advice,
Doesn't mean I'll
and you
eat
may
it.
listen to it. I just don't know that you're going to follow any.
Okay.
So, should I even waste my time? I mean, that's the thing. Should I even waste my time? Is that Phil? Okay, is he one on here? Okay. Hi, Phil. Phil Elson joins us now. He's had enough of this conversation.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Hey, Phil.
When did Kenny G become part of the show? I don't understand how this is even driving to Baton Rouge music.
Well, he said it's seeking advice music, and my point was I could give him advice about keeping his mouth closed, not chirping when Arkansas has a 6-run lead in the 7th. But he's not going to listen to me.
Well,
so I could talk all I want about the things and the way he should behave and not being cocky and not running his mouth. But I'm just wasting my breath. That's all I'm doing.
Out of all the conversation that you might have had this morning about LSU opening up their athletic facilities to 100% admission capacity, pardon me,
Right.
the worst thing that is for Ty Richardson this weekend. It's
absolutely.
like this was planned for you, Ty. How
Right.
did you manage to pull this off
And-
with Scott Woodward?
And we do have a poll question this morning. Will Ty Richardson come back with 0, 1, or 2 black eyes? How many of his eyes get dotted this weekend?
He might need a third.
Yeah. Pop knot on the back of his head there.
Yeah, I could use an extra. I will be wearing sunglasses, so maybe they'll just break my glasses instead of breaking my face.
Games are at night, right?
I just think you ought to.
Good point, Smack.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I mean, why would you need sunglasses at night?
Take ZZ Top's advice. Just buy a $10 pair at a Walgreens on your way to Baton Rouge, and that'll be the broken pair. Don't bring your nice pair with you. Just plan on some
Cheap
personal
sunglasses.
destruction
Right.
that's not of your own doing.
I'm going to be honest, Phil. I've had the same pair of sunglasses since my senior year of high school, and these things just need to get broken. I get that. So if it happens this weekend,
He's just asking for
so
it.
be it. And if I mouth off, listen, LSU fans, I don't know why if I get punched in the face after spouting off and getting assault charge and get some money for me and my radio station, because an idiot can't. Remember, LSU fans, they're ignorant. They're illiterate.
How are you going to get this money? That's what I haven't figured out.
Well, the assault. The cop will see it. I'll say assault. We'll take it to court and I'll get my money. But here's the thing. Remember, Phil, you know this. LSU
universe does he
fans.
live in?
They don't know how to discourse. They don't know how to argue because they're illiterate. They're ignorant, and oftentimes they're illegitimate.
This is exactly how you should say it, too.
This to me is just a perfect setup. You've got one of your smartest sports media members heading down. I can't even finish that statement.
I love how you tried to force those words out of your mouth.
It couldn't even come. I got 23 in my ACT. I'm just lucky to be here, but.
It's taking it twice.
I can't even. Knowing the attitude that you're coming into this weekend in Baton Rouge.
Oh, I'm gonna be.
I can't even imagine what Sunday afternoon's going to look like in the stands with
heck,
you.
he's not even going to the game Sunday.
Yeah, Phil, I got to drive back because I gotta do the show here on Monday. But it's gonna be a fun time. I think you and I will probably get dinner at some point. You're buying, of course, but
dinner. The game's at 6 and 6:30.
We'll get lunch.
Wait a minute, you're on a business trip. What happened to you saving all these receipts?
We'll get lunch at some
Is there a Dirty Beaver in Baton Rouge we can go to?
I don't think there's a Wild Beaver. There is Tigerland. There's a few other nooks and crannies, watering holes. Now, did we figure that out? It's the end of the show here. Do I get to expense this trip or not? How
That's
does
not
that
up to
work?
me.
Because I got my group texting me right now and asking if beers are on me because I get to expense the trip. So I need to tell him.
Oh, so now we're expensing your friends' beers,
well,
too.
I'm asking you what the policy is here.
Well, why would
at
you be
ESPN.
drinking beer, period? It's a work trip.
It's a work trip. Why would,
Listen, if it's not a work trip, I'm going to consume alcohol.
But is it a work trip?
Would
if
it matter
is a
if
work trip,
answer the
I'm
question.
going to consume alcohol.
You're going to have to,
little buddy.
You have to separate the beers on you. There are going to be beers that you buy and beers that LSU fans dump on you.
See, all you got to do, Phil, is just turn your head upside down and open your mouth, and it's free beer. See,
That's so smart. You are the smartest sports media member. That's right.
It's marketing 101, or it's marketing. Is that marketing? What is that word? Something engineering. That's engineering.
Yeah.
101
What?
for you. Yeah, because you're figuring out how to contort your head and get free beer in your system. So
I got nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're shaking your head over there. So we got to figure. Phil, why don't you encourage Tommy to let me expense this trip? Because you got everything
All right, I'll
paid
tell
for
you,
by
I'll
the U of
expense
A.
you 1 beer.
Wow, that's a great day.
I'll tell you, I'll double that. 1 beer each day.
That's a great bargain.
You get 1 beer per Razorback win this weekend.
There
How about
you go.
that?
Yeah.
And that counts softball, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in. I'll do that.
Just
deal.
don't mess up the mojo this weekend.
Yeah, so
Yeah, they've been on a roll, and now you're going to show up.
Well, here's the great thing. So that's been signed, sealed, and delivered. It's on tape. It's on record. You didn't say how big the beer could be, and there's some big old beers in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So if I want to get let's say a 64-ounce one, that counts as my beer for the day.
Better find you someone to drink it for you.
I'll figure it out.
That'll take a man to drink that.
Phil will help me. I'll swing by the press box. And
Phil's working.
Tommy, do I have to hang out with him in Baton Rouge?
No.
It's required.
Do I have to?
No,
do
I like
this?
you, Phil. I won't require that of you.
It's company policy, Phil.
Phil, I won't make anybody do that.
Phil, I'll see you. I'll see you this weekend, buddy.
Okay, till then.
The Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $200 million. So, what would you do if you won?
If I won a big jackpot, I would build a huge mansion.